let me go ahead and get this out the way because y'all know they really trying to mess with your boy right now. If I told y'all that it was reading that I had 17 people in here and I see 171, it is real in the field. So you know they trying to mess with me, but it's all good. I appreciate everybody who stayed in, stayed locked in, and stayed tapped in. Let me go ahead and put this on the line right now. Fair use, because I'm going to say some things that's going to hurt some people's feelings. I'm going to say some things that's going to hurt some emotions because we are not playing. You try to stop us. You can't stop us. FBA roll call, certified salute to everybody. I know y'all done already told me what town, state, city, what side of town y'all from, but it's all good because we back at it and we ain't never left. What it is, y'all. Had to get all that out the way. Everything's good. I hope y'all hear me nice and clear. Yes, indeed. Y'all know I had to keep on starting that. Yes, indeed. But it's all good. They trying to stop what we doing, but they can't. So all we had to do was put that pivot game on, and y'all know that FBA pivot game is strong and it's serious. But I want y'all to pull on up, crank up the volume because we going to do it or we ain't going to do it at all. We're not going to have no muffled stuff. We ain't going to have them messing with us and the numbers and none of that. We're going to bring it. We're going to bring it the right way. So I'm glad that they trying to throw them blockades and them hurdles and them obstacles in front of us because we're going to do what FBA always does. We're going to knock them down. That's how it is. So thanks for the start, y'all. Y'all gave me a full speed ahead, and I still got 180 plus people in here certified. Family, what we going to break down today on this episode, which we should have started about 10 minutes ago, but that's okay because I'm going to go an extra 10 minutes, and we're going to put a foot in their ass today. What we're going to talk about is the way that they try to pivot around us, the way they try to stop us, the way they try to block us, you know, like how the show started. But we're also going to talk about getting off that plantation, talking about plantation politics. And now you see right now, family, everyone is seeing that the Democratic plantation is going down. And I got receipts, fam, and I'm going to show everybody exactly how we got them against the ropes. And I'm going to show you how other people are out here trying to act like us. I'm going to show you how other people are out here trying to speak on our behalf, but I'm going to show you on the real way. So on this episode, family, let me tell you some of the receipts I got, okay? First off, I got the fuck them for trying to stop the show. We're going to keep on pushing receipt. The big one right there. Second, family, I got a receipt showing y'all that Africans are trying to flee back to Africa, all right? Because that's what we got them right now. I got more receipts about the black church is calling out Joe Biden. You know they done when they start losing the black church. When you lose in the black church, it's over. I got that on the deck. And we also have Roland B. Martin begging for more donations. So if you talk about the fleers fleeing back home, the black church is finally calling out their massa, the Democratic Party, and Roland Martin is trying to get more money for KFC. That is all because of us, and we are the ones doing it. So once again, family, let's set this off the right way, certified all day long. Y'all know that roll call is still in full effect, full swing. YouTube is trying to tell me I got way less than what I see on my screen right now, but they cannot stop us. I seen Atlanta, I seen Boston, I seen everything in the building, y'all. So I want to send all of y'all certified salute. Thanks for plugging in. Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you for waiting right there, family. But y'all know Black Alpha was going to bounce all the way back, and that's exactly what we did. Let's start it off, family. I'm not going to talk about receipts unless I got them. I'm not going to talk about what they're trying to pull on us unless I can pull out some receipts to confirm it. When I say that we got these tellers trying to run back to their homelands, family, I mean we got these tellers trying to run back to their homelands. Why are they trying to run back to their homelands, fam? They trying to run back to their homelands because Certified Foundational Black Americans show them there ain't no meal ticket over here. You're not going to get in on what we doing for free over here. You're not going to steal from us. Trust and believe, y'all. If they could take what we got and they can run everything that we had, they stay here and make a home. The very fact that they can't stay here and make a home right here, it lets you know that we are in full swing and we are in full effect, and they got to get to running. Check this out, y'all. Fresh off the presses, this is another Black Alpha exclusive. We are going to show you Mr. Mutombo done hopped his ass out the goddamn nice little warm bed he had. He done hopped his ass right onto the goddamn pavement on the concrete, and he said he going back home. So when we say that we are different, when we say we are not the same, when we say we are certified foundational Black Americans and fleeing is not in our nature, I want y'all to check it out right here. Watch this.
Huh?
Where you going?
I'm going back to Africa.
Africa?
No, you guys lied to us.
Hey, it's too cold.
No, this is not bro, this is not good life.
Hey, how you gonna get there?
People died in Texas. Didn't you hear that?
Hey.
You want me to die here?
No.
People in Africa are surviving. They have a good life.
How long you been here?
Look at the life. Look at the life. This is that shit life, man.
Hey, how long you been here?
I cannot do this.
We've been here for years.
I'm going back.
No, you can't go back.
I'm going to take a bus. I'm telling you.
Hey.
This car cannot move.
Hey, start.
Every time it moves, it slides, we go.
Like this.
We go like that.
Hey.
I cannot do that, my friend.
Hey,
I'm
you gonna
going.
walk? You gonna walk?
Yes.
Eh?
Bro, I'm an African.
How long you been
We
here?
know this life.
Yeah.
I came to America to get money.
Yeah. Huh?
That's it.
Yeah.
Not to suffer, die with the cold.
Hey. Huh?
Let me tell you one thing. My brother.
Hey.
There's nothing you lie to me.
That man said we lied to him. Hold on. I got to run that back. Mr. Mutombo is pissed off, y'all. He's saying he going to walk back to Africa. He said he can't do this no more. He said all that fleeing ain't brought him nothing. And certified foundational Black Americans, we laughing the whole goddamn time. One more time, Mr. Mutombo, tell us what it's like to flee. He a re-fleer. He a triple fleer. He a second, third, fourth, fifth generation fleer. This is how they do, family.
Huh?
Where you going?
I'm going back to Africa.
Africa.
No, you guys lied to us.
Hey, you still cold.
No, this is not bro, this is not good life.
Hey, how you gonna get there?
People died in Texas. Didn't you hear that?
Hey.
You want me to die here?
No.
People in Africa are surviving. They have a good life.
How long you been here?
Look at the life. Look at the life. This is that shit life, man.
Hey, how long you been here?
I cannot do this.
We've been here for years.
I'm going back.
No, you can't go back.
I'm going.
Hey, listen to how he said, I can't do this. Listen, hey, his voice was cracking and everything. Listen.
How long you been here?
I cannot do this.
We've been here for years.
I'm going back.
No, you can't go back.
I'm going to take a bus. I'm telling you.
Hey.
This car cannot move.
Hey, start.
Every time it moves, it slides, we go.
Like this.
We go like that.
Hey.
I cannot do that, my friend.
Hey,
I'm
you gonna
going.
walk? You gonna walk?
Yes.
Hey.
Bro, I'm an African.
How long you been here?
We know this life.
Hey.
I came to America to get money.
Yeah. Huh?
That's it.
Yeah.
Not to suffer, die with the cold.
Hey. Huh?
Let me tell you one thing. My brother.
Hey.
There's nothing you lie to me.
You lied to me. That's what he said, family. No. No, you lied to yourself, family, and you done found it the hard way what foundational Black Americans always done. So, family, look at this. If this person right here is fleeing to our country and he can't even handle the cold, he said that the cold weather is making him go back home. Damn, we got 240 plus people in here, and they try to chop me for 15 minutes. We working. If he tried to run because it's cold outside, how they ever gonna be able to build a country? How they ever gonna be able to get reparations? Didn't we just break down last week, family, all that reparation stuff that they was talking about? How they was trying to get in on our reparations money? How they was trying to steal the reparations that we got going? You can't even handle the cold weather. Cold weather got him with he got a carpet on his shoulder. He leaving. And then they blame us on the way out. This is what we talking about. Y'all cannot make this up. But this is what they do when it comes to foundational Black Americans. We put in that work. Everybody else tries to get in on it. And trust me, he hitting that tether U-turn, that Mr. Mutombo U-turn, and he heading back to Africa because he came over here. It ain't really just the cold, y'all. Let's make it clear. It ain't just the cold weather. What it really is that he thought he was going to come over here and live our lives. That's what it really was. He thought he was going to get in on our lineage. He thought he was going to be able to do what he might have been able to do 20, 30, 40 years ago when the scam African stuff was still cooking. That's what he really thought he was going to be able to get in on. But guess what? Couldn't make it happen. So therefore, he got to go. So we're seeing the fleers. I don't want to hear nobody else. And by the way, it's a Black Alpha exclusive, y'all. I done provided a receipt showing y'all a fleer fleeing back home. What does that tell you? Only we can do that, y'all. Only we can do that. So I don't want to hear nobody else ever comparing their lineage, heritage, or culture to us. You cannot compute. We're unmatched and unparalleled. And it shows you right then and there. Imagine if we ran when it got cold. Imagine when December come around, we got to run it. That ain't what we do, y'all. That is not what we do. Mr. Mutombo, you got to go. That's what it is. Mr. Mutombo, you got to go. Go ahead, kick rocks, family. We're going to stay here, stay certified. Y'all can dream about our money because you're never going to get it. What a hell of a way to start off the show, family. What a hell of a way to get it popping. You know it's always going to be something over here on the Black Alpha Network. You never know what you're going to get next. You might see somebody running, hopping, skipping, jumping. You might see Mr. Mutombo hitting a U-turn. That man said he going to walk back. He going to walk back in the snow. He going to walk over the ocean to get all the way back to Africa. That's how hard it is. But the reason why that's happening, y'all, is because the Democratic Party, the same Democratic Party that has been offering all of them with them open door policies to come over here and eat off us, we haven't been allowing it. This is the beauty of self-identification. This is the beauty of being on code. Once you're on code and you self-identify, nobody can steal from you. The days of grifting us are over. The days of trying to take what's ours and run away with it are done. The Democratic Party is done. Democratic shields are done. The Sambos are done. The Coons are done. The Tethers, the Fleers, the Hoppers, the Skippers, the Jumpers. Every last one of them are done. And that's just what it is. And we're not going back to what it used to be. Hell to the no. Mr. Mutombo right there, he's just one of millions. They're going to fly their ass over here on the Biden Express, and we're going to send their asses right on back on the Mr. Mutombo Express. But that motherfucker ain't got no plane. It just got a big-ass carpet and no goddamn shoes and no socks on. All right? So he done found that out the hard way, and you already know what type of time it is. They are done. What people don't realize is that this era, all of us in this generation, y'all know I'm one of the main people always talking about generation. You got to look at things from a generational aspect. When we look at things from a generational aspect, family, what do we see? We see that we are all a part of a generation that is truly changing the game. This generation has changed the game. You ever want to be a part of getting rid of bullshit? Oh, this is the best era to be a part of. The best era. The best era. The Democrats can't play us. Hell no. Republicans cannot play us. No. All these foreigners, the people of color, the minorities, the all lives matter, they can't play us. All we've done is went down the list and got rid of everybody who's been trying to get what's ours. It is not working. So he can go on back home to Africa. And guess what, though, fam? We sending folks back to Jamaica. We sending folks back to Haiti. We sending folks back to Mexico. They run it and they leaving in droves and they leaving in flocks. So in this episode, we're going to show you all of these people of colors leaving in droves. And then we're going to show you some certified foundational Black Americans who are leaving the Democratic Party in droves. And when it's all said and done, everybody is going to realize that foundational Black Americans are the one and only. And when I say foundational Black Americans, let me say this, family. I'm talking about the lineage, okay? I'm talking about the lineage because I put something out the other day, y'all, where I was speaking about the lineage, foundational Black Americans. And a lot of folks was getting upset. They were saying, man, FBA, y'all didn't start this and da-da-da-da. I'm talking about all of us. I sat there literally and named all the 50 states, right? I'm saying here saying Arkansas, Alabama, New York City, California. I thought I made myself pretty clear that I was talking about all of us. But you got so many off codes and knuckleheads and, these Twitter activists that pull up their Twitter accounts and all of a sudden they think they Malcolm X, but really they work at the Winn-Dixies and they mop floors. But that's all cool. You feel me? Those of us right here who are on code, we are the ones who hold it down. And you damn right, Summer Breeze, I love this era. Let me put that right there. I love this era. I love being a part of it. And I would never want to be a part of anything without y'all. That's what makes it good. What makes it good is all of us. It's good to sit back. And if you don't get to a reparations task force, you see your brothers and sisters doing it. If you don't get to a convention or a rally, you see your brothers and sisters doing it. If you don't get out there and cover something, your brothers and sisters got your back. Can you imagine how frustrating it used to be back in the old days when nobody did nothing? Now we all do something, and we do it BIG, family, and that's the best part about it. But I want to show y'all something that I made last week, and I want everybody to see what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the lineage, the heritage, and the culture. We're not going to let anybody try to get in between what we're talking about, okay? I want y'all to see how I'm speaking about the Black grassroots and how we created the reparations movement. And I'm talking about the Black grassroots in terms of the lineage. I say foundational Black American. Somebody else may say freedmen. Someone may just say Black American. But I want y'all to see this is the encompassing nature of what we have created with the Black grassroots. We are the ones who did it. I said clear. Let's make it clear that we are the starters. Check this out. Clear. Let me make this certified in my FBA translation Black Alpha Network. Nobody was talking reparations until FBA got it popping in these streets. And it started in St. Louis. It started in Detroit. It started in Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, California. It started right here, New York City. This is where it started. It did not start with Africa. It did not start with Mexico. It did not start with Jamaica or Haiti. The reparations movement in this generation is the only reparations movement that has really done anything, and we are all responsible for it. Right there, family. Did I make it clear, y'all? All of us right now in the chat. Did I make it clear? Did I make it crystal clear that we're talking about all of us as one lineage? I think I made it very clear that I'm talking about us as one lineage. But when you start talking that real lineage talk, family, you're going to have a whole lot of haters. You're going to have a whole lot of people upset and a whole lot of people mad. Do y'all know that as soon as I said that, you had people coming out the woodwork upset? This shows you what we up against, family, as a lineage. This shows you what we're up against as people who even within our circles are going to have problems with what we say in terms of our lineage being stronger than ever and being certified, y'all. It's just what it is. It's just what we got to deal with, y'all. And it's not ever going to stop. It's just the way the game is played and we play the game. So you had a whole bunch of people out there, man. Salute right there to our sister, Susan Walker. She says truth time. Salute to you, sister. Right here, we got some Chia Pet. She was upset, but she's going to go ahead and be a Chia Pet to nobody. We're going to keep it moving. We got some people right there talking about reparations. You got some other folks right here talking about the worst thing that ever happened was giving Negroes a platform where they can say and do anything and be rewarded with it and monetized. No, the worst thing that ever happened was off-coded coons who don't know what the hell they're talking about, trying to come at the real people who are putting in the real work in this community. This guy, no one knows who he is. He's probably got about 5 followers, okay? And all of them are probably his 3rd, 4th, or 5th cousin, so he don't know what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Salute to this brother right here. He knows what he's on. So all you got to do is go down the list, family. This guy right here, I don't know his name. No, it looked like he just got back from Epstein Island, but that's what happens when your mama is your 3rd cousin and your daddy's really your uncle. So he had a bunch of hoes in his whole thread. He's a nobody. And it just shows you right here, family, that there's a lot of people who are trying to stop our reparations movement. We can go down the list. Let's be honest here. No one gives a damn who started it because the government still ain't listening. That's the defeated Negro. You're going to see all of these different types of Negroes popping up, but the only thing that matters is this. We are as one. This person says, FBA started reparations, delusional. No, what's delusional is you thought you was going to put that wig on and try to confuse somebody. Ain't working. So brothers and sisters, what we got to really do is be certified, stay on game, stay on code, not worry about any of the naysayers, because the naysayers are going to come from every which way. All the nobodies, all the people out there who just chumps and they think they really bubbling, but they really aren't. They're all going to fall down by the wayside, and history's only going to remember us. All of us together, and it's going to remember the work that we did, and it's going to remember the solidarity that we had. Not these people who just pop on Twitter, put on the Twitter space to get 3 people in the room. It's really all about us working together. There's so much love here, family, that we get together and we build. That's what I love about it the most. There's so much energy when we get together and build. You feel me? They cannot stop this FBA train. We're going to, at the end of the day, family, let's give a spoiler. The spoiler is that we will get reparations. The spoiler is we will get all tangibles. We will be paid in full. And everybody who is some type of op against us or some type of naysayer, they will bow down and they will not be remembered in history. Nobody remembers the people that were out there hating on Malcolm X. Nobody remembers the people that were out there hating on Martin Luther King. I tell you who we do remember. We remember everybody that put in real ground roots work and the people who are really out there being true activists and making the whole world know that foundational Black Americans, our lineage, heritage, and culture is stronger than ever, and nothing will stop us. We rise above everybody. That's the main key points, family, and this is the way we are going to keep it pushing. I want to show this, though, because now we're about to really cook. After we got a few bums out the way, let's go ahead and sweep them out, family. That right there, 2024 Black agenda for Jim Crow Joe Biden, family. That right there is his agenda. Y'all still ain't Black. If he said we wasn't Black in 2020, been saying it since goddamn 1902, because we know he old as hell. If they've been saying that this long, family, it ain't gonna change. And this is the way we're approaching everything. All of that you ain't Black stuff that he was kicking, this is the same exact policies that they have for foundational Black Americans right now. They're going to run around this country. They're going to interview a bunch of rappers. They're going to talk like they're down. They're going to talk like they have our best interests, but they do not. And you're starting to see all of these polls come out that are only confirming what we've already known, is that the Democrats are done. The Democrats have no legs to stand on. We are the ones solely responsible for it. And I'm going to make this crystal clear, y'all. Nobody is responsible for getting rid of the Democratic Party more than us. This election will go down in history as the one election where we stood up and said, nope, you're not going to play us. You're not going to hustle us. You're not going to con us. And we will leave in droves. And the beautiful thing about it is, family, all it takes is for a few of us to leave that Democratic plantation. It doesn't take every single last Black person to do it. All we got to do is have about 10 to 15% leave the Democrats, and the Democrats are over with. And that's the plan, that's the plot, that's the strategy, and that's what we're on. So they can continue to do whatever they want to do. Vote blue no matter who is over with. Jimmy Crow Joe is over with. And brothers and sisters all across the 50 states are standing up. As I eloquently put it in crystal clear terms, us foundational Black Americans, we started the reparations movement, a movement as a fucking lineage, as a heritage, as a culture, and they will make movies about us. And it's going to be written and it's going to be starred and directed by us. We are going to be the ones who show it. And you're going to see brothers and sisters like this right here. I want y'all to check this out, y'all. This brother right here, this is what he's saying. They are done with the Democrats. He's letting it be known that they're done with the Democrats. And everybody else is just going to have to sit back and watch. Check this out.
For them, you're going to have the same office for us.
That's right.
You don't hear any other community talking this plural talk.
That's right.
They strictly speak for themselves.
You got to.
The Chinese in Chinatown speak for Chinese, right?
That's right.
The Greeks in Greek town speak for Greeks. The Hispanics in Little Village speak for Hispanics.
That's right.
Rightfully so. And black people speak for black people.
Oh, yes, sir.
Black Americans.
Yes, sir.
We're not African American. We're not people of color. We're not black and brown, minority,
That's right.
BIPOC, none of that. People, no, none of that. This is about our people demanding the resources, just as you're giving these people, these newcomers who are walking into this country.
That's right. You're right.
And sister's correct. How do you take a new group of people that have paid no taxes, can't vote, and you put them in front of the voters?
I'm not going to pay them no damn taxes.
And so we say this to you, Mayor, Governor, President. If you think that they're that powerful that you have to acquiesce and answer to them over us, then you tell them to vote for you in these next elections. You tell them to support your Democratic National Convention. And we're going to show you how we feel about the Democratic National Convention.
Turn it up. Thank you.
If you think you're going to have a peaceful Democratic National Convention in the city of Chicago while our people are starving,
That's right.
stay tuned.
All right.
For them.
That brother said, I can show you better than I can tell you. That brother said, fuck around and find out. That brother said, it is a new day, a new era, and a new time, and we ain't going for it. It is for real. It is us versus them. We got to make it clear, y'all. They say politics is everything, right? Everything is politics. Well, right now, y'all, it is the foundational Black American, Black grassroots against all of them. We are the ones with the power. We are the ones that can bring them all the way down, and we're going to do that. We're going to bring them all the way down. And when you start seeing brothers and sisters start speaking like that, family, all of those words that he said come directly out of the Black grassroots. Those terms, those speaking angles that he talked from, that dialect, the energy, the same approach, that all comes from us in the Black grassroots. That is grassroots language. And we've been saying it for the longest. The grassroots energy has rose so high that everybody got to address us now. Everybody has to deal with us now. This is what we are on. They're telling the Democrats we done with y'all. And if y'all want to try us and y'all want to play them same games and go get Cardi B on the phone, go get Megan Thee Stallion on the phone, go get every little goddamn rapper you can find and try to put them in front of reparations, put them in front of tangibles, put them in front of resources. You and every single one of them rappers going to be on the corner like it's trash day. And we have the power to do it. And family, we're doing it. It ain't even some stuff like, man, one day, y'all, we going to finally get it together. Shit, we got it together. It ain't going to be no in our lifetime. This is our lifetime, and we're making it happen. There's nothing better than getting it done in real time. There's nothing better than making it happen while things are popping. And we got it popping in these streets. Foundational Black American Certified Black Grassroots. We are the ones who are making all the waves. And you see brothers and sisters talking like that, then you already know what type of time we on, and you already know what we're going to accomplish. But it didn't just stop with that brother right there. Let's listen to our sister. Oh, yeah, they can throw all them little games at us, all them little gender divides. Family, last time I checked, I'm going to keep it a buck. Last time I checked, y'all, the election's in about a year. And all that black girl magic, all that gender divide stuff that they typically do, where it at? I don't see it. All that vote blue no matter who, where it at? I don't see it. All that your ancestors died for you to have the right to vote, I don't see it. You see how far behind the 8 ball they are? Tell me the one reason that will make that possible. Us. The certified Black grassroots. We are the reasons why they're that far behind. There's Democratic shields you don't even see. Rewind time back to 2020. Rewind time back to 2015, 2010, 2012, 9. Go all the way back to Bill Clinton playing the saxophone if you want to. They all had an agenda and you've seen it. Right now, you don't see nothing. Why? It's because we are not allowing it. When you put your foot down, you make demands, and you tell the whole goddamn world they're going to run that check because they have no other choice, this is what you end up seeing. You see our certified sisters and our certified brothers speaking certified language and standing on a business. Check it out.
In the city of Chicago, now is your time because we are done with the Democratic Party. Brandon Johnson, Governor Princeton, and President Biden have shown us what they think about the Black community all over this country. And so we're standing here today to say, okay, if that's what it is, we win it. We don't have to support the Democratic Party. Right. We don't have to continue to support people who are not going to support us. And the Democratic Party here in this city, in this state, and in this country is not supporting us. You got the Republicans on one side and the Democrats on the other side. Guess what? So it doesn't matter anymore which party we go with. But I'll tell you this, I'd rather deal with the snake that's outfitting himself of the Republican Party than the snake that's covered up in the Democratic Party.
That's right.
We're not going to continue to stand for this. We're not going to continue to allow our state representatives, our congressmen, our aldermen, and our mayor to let us know that we don't matter.
Yes.
Just like you're going to show us that we're going to matter, we're going to show you. It's going to be a great day in the city of Chicago when the Democratic convention comes here, and then they found out in March that a lot of black voters took Republican ballots. Deal with that.
Nothing gets me more amped and more turned up than hearing a certified sister talk like that. She said, go ahead. I dare you. That's the type of time we on. That's the type of time we on, and we changing it. Don't let nobody tell you different. They always try to put these images in our head of what could, might, should happen. No, we seeing what is happening. That's brothers and sisters, and we see it every week. You seeing it happen in Chicago. You seeing it happen down here in Georgia. This is what I was saying in that speech, where I was telling everybody that it's all going on throughout the 50 states, and we on code. And you're also seeing what, family? You seeing younger, older, you seeing the brothers, the sisters, you seeing everybody, the east, the west, the north, the south. If you got foundational black American blood going through your vein, you talking just like that. And anybody else, we ain't got no time for them. Everybody else getting regulated. Everybody else is getting ran out the building. And this is the best way to do it. This is the only way to do it. And we've been waiting for this time, and we're going to grab this time, family, and make sure it all goes down. Speaking of that, y'all, there is a master teacher by the name of Dr. Claude Anderson. And Dr. Claude has been telling us this for the longest. And this is what happens when your master teachers tell you that real knowledge, and then you follow suit and you implement that knowledge. It's a different time, y'all. Let's enjoy.
Necessary, go independent. Do not split yourself up among the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, and Independent Party. You're weaker now than you ever were. Vote as a block. Go out right now and register any and every black that can vote. Then pull yourself out of every party and hold yourself above both of the national parties and say, I don't care who runs for an office. We will deliver our vote as a block to whoever makes the greatest promise to black folk and deliver for us. That's who we'll vote for. And we will not tell you who we're going to vote for until the day of the election.
So you actually exercise some leverage.
That's right. And you demand respect. And at that point in time, they'll watch you and they give some credence to the effects of your vote. And more importantly, you should also create an independent party in this country for black folk. So that whenever, if the Ross,
like Ross Perot,
if he runs,
Ross Perot, he's trying to do that.
Well, if Ross Perot runs, you're gonna find a greatest move in this country to the independent parties. If a person runs for the Democratic Party, Republican Party, and Ross Perot runs, you got a three-way split. Run a black candidate in the independent party, and that way try to take the election with 26% of the vote. Demand respect from people.
Demand respect from people. That is what our master teachers have showed us. That is where we're walking with it. That's where we're taking everything, family. It is a wonderful thing. So we already started off showing you brothers and sisters in Chicago holding it down. We already showing you the Democratic Party is sweating right now. And we've seen that our master teachers laid out the platform and the blueprint in which we're following. That's why we always say we stand on their shoulders, and we standing on them very, very well. And we're making a whole lot of sense out of everything, following that good strategy with that great approach, man. And everything is coming in our direction right now. So we know that the Democrats, we know that they are going to be the main ones always trying to push us out of our own cities. We're not going to sit back and watch these people push us out of our own cities and then go vote for them. We're not going to let people come around and try to tell us how great the Democrats are, all these great things they've done for us. And then we look and we ain't seen nothing good at all. Not at all, family. What have the Democrats done? I ask this to everybody. Tell me one policy that the Democrats have ever done that has benefited the welfare of foundational black Americans. Nothing. But we can sit back and point to all types of laws, all types of policies that have been to our detriment. So when you put this and this right here side by side, the truth versus the fantasy, we done canceled all of that fantasy out. And we're not letting nobody come around no more and tell us what we saw. We're not letting anybody come around no more and tell us what we should be doing. This is the difference between them and us. Certified foundational black Americans are moving different. It's just different, y'all. You see it, you're watching it. It's all happening as we say in real time. And I'm loving it. I'm loving the energy. I'm loving what we're creating right now, because we're not allowing these folks to go ahead and try to replace us with immigration. We all know that immigrants are coming to this country and they want what's ours. We all know immigrants are coming to this country and they're trying to steal from us. But we also know the same things that Malcolm X was talking about back in the 1960s is that these people have been coming into our country and they have been supporting all of these other groups that go above us so they can create a power vacuum. So these folks are getting elevated above certified foundational Black Americans. That part is not going to stand. Let me show y'all this right here. This is who they're trying to bring in, family. This is who they're trying to bring and put above us. But foundational Black Americans, we are the ones on the front line not allowing it. Family, this is what's going on the border. I call this on the Black Alpha Network This Week in Immigration. And when you watch This Week in Immigration, it's the same thing over and over and over again. These folks are literally popping the border, not hopping it, they're popping it open and walking right into our country, family. And they know goddamn well what's happening. The Democrats are the main ones facilitating it. Check it out. Going to school, family, right through our goddamn border. Book bags. Look at that. Don't let these folks tell you anything different, y'all. Clear as day. I thought they said the borders was fine. I thought they said everything was good at the border. Looks to me like it is good, but it ain't good for us. And they say this is a Black issue. This is far from a Black issue. This is an anti-Black issue. You don't hear one Democrat come out here and say otherwise. Not one, y'all. This is why we have to run them completely out of the game. This is why we are not tolerating the Democrats. This is why vote blue, no matter who, will never stand the test of time. That right there is just a small sample, And you know that the footage comes out all the time. If you look at your timeline right now, family, and you see what's going on in terms of immigration, and then you turn around, you listen to these Democrats talk, it's night and day. It's completely different. Why is it completely different, fam? Because they're lying to us. They're telling us that everything is good, everything is peaches, everything is, good for us. We should go vote anyway. But when you sit back and you watch, ain't nobody going for it. And fam, I got another Black Alpha exclusive. I said I had receipts. So I told you that we was going to see Mr. Mutombo running back home. We started off the show with that. I also told you that the Black church is turning on the Democratic Party, something we never thought we'd see. When I say that the Black grassroots energy is affecting everybody, the Black grassroots energy is affecting everybody. And that's a damn good thing. So when you start seeing church folks, yes, the same ones where Massa come home, Massa dance with me, come on in, come to the Black church and sing a song, all that we shall overcome stuff, all that amazing grace stuff. Now they saying, well, hold up now. What about some tangibles? When the church starts talking about tangibles, y'all, you know certified foundational Black Americans are in the building, and we are the ones affecting all of the change. And I got receipts, fam. I got receipts. We are a year out from the election. This is typically the time where Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, 6.0. One of them shows up in the Black church and dances. One of them shows up in the Black church and sings. Even Jim Crow Joe Biden has showed up in the Black church on his walker. But guess what, y'all? That ain't really been popping this season, has it? Mind you, the election's not 2 years away. It's less than 1 year away. So why are the Democrats so far behind schedule? Why are the Democrats fading back? It's because certified brothers and sisters ain't going for it. And I got some receipts to prove it. Check this out, y'all. This is a Black church right here. And they are telling everybody that they will not vote for Jimmy Crow Joe Biden, and they're also calling him out on immigration. The same immigration I just showed you, where people were coming through the border, hopping over the border, walking around the border, that same immigration right there that the brothers and sisters in Chicago are calling out, brothers and sisters are doing that all across the country, including in churches. You know, when the Black church is done with the Democratic Party is on their last leg. I'm going to show you Jimmy Crow Joe Biden talking about how he came up in the Black church. The Black church is where he learned everything from. The Black church is where he got all his knowledge. Then I'm going to show you Jimmy Crow Joe Biden at a church dancing with Raphael Warnock. Then I'm going to show you footage of a pastor telling everybody how Jim Crow Joe Biden is fucking up the country. We got receipts for days. Y'all watch this Black Alpha exclusive. Check it out.
I got raised in the Black church. He knows I'm not kidding. I got my education for real in the Black church. And that's not hyperbole. It's a fact.
God Goddamn, y'all, look at Raphael Warnock, man. He jamming, ain't he? Look at Jim Crow and look at Raphael Warnock. Goddamn, I'm sorry, y'all. I just saw that real quick. I just wanted to point out how Raphael Warnock is so serious right there. Here we go.
Our nation is gone mad. I hope y'all like y'all's president. Because in a year's time, he screwed the whole nation up. No, our nation's gone backwards. A year ago, you were paying $2 a gallon for gas. Yeah, let's take it where you can relate. And you're paying almost $4 now because of his decisions.
They done pissed off the pastor, y'all. Democrats in trouble. They about to go down for the KO.
Yeah, it's his decisions. 2 million people have crossed our borders from Mexico. Now he's getting political. No, kingdom. And kingdom. Screwed it up. And they put on airplanes. Read your paper. No, they ain't gonna put this in your paper. They don't report this. But they are flying people who cross the border illegally. Your government is flying them to cities across the United States and putting them up in hotels and paying for them with your money. Yeah, he must be a Trump supporter. No, I believe, yep. In a year's time, men who say they're women are competing on the college level in women's sports and depriving women who have been working all their lives to be the best woman in their sport, the ability to be that, because this man won't be a girl now. Satan has released a spirit of deception.
Damn. Typically, when we hear that right there, family, they're telling us that it's Democrats versus Republicans. It's really the Republicans who are the ones deceiving us, that Satan done sent in. This man is saying it's the Democrats who are doing it. Damn, shit done got real.
He has released it. Black folks don't like me talking about this. They can't stand it when I talk about it. This government has people believing that people are deprived of the opportunity to vote. Because they're saying these red states is trying to keep our people from voting. Hogwash! You should have identification to vote. You shouldn't just be able to vote without being identified as a citizen and a resident of the area that you live in. It's wrong. As I'm just sitting in my chair, you shall know and shall set you. I ain't a brainwashed Negro. I ain't a brainwashed Negro. Brainwashed Negro. God gave me a brain. And I'm not a sheep.
That part, y'all. You see right there, the black church is starting to speak grassroots language. The black church is starting to sound like they are against immigration, against all the lies. He sat there and said they want to tell us that we can't vote when brothers and sisters been able to vote for years, 60 plus years. That's a lie that the Democrats told it ain't working anymore. Nobody's falling for that lie. No one's running with that con game no more. So now what they really gonna do, y'all? What are they really, genuinely, truly going to do when every single last group that they depended on ain't really going for them? They following us. We are the ones. This is why they want us out the paint so bad. Never, ever underestimate what they're going to try to throw at us, family. Never underestimate. They're going to try to throw every little op, every little agent. They're going to try to mess with our shows. Like today, they're going to try to mess with everything we do, y'all, because we're affecting too much change and we're truly, genuinely influencing everything. There hasn't been a black grassroots movement that has affected the society more than this generation right here. We put it down, put in work on the line during the 60s and 70s and affected a whole lot of change, right? That was before technology boom. That was before the internet. Now you look, family, you got people all across the world showing foundational Black American traits using foundational Black American words and talking points, and now these other governments got to deal with it. Why everybody got to talk about reparations now? Because of us, our influence. Why is everybody challenging the system? Because of us. Why is anybody even using the term supremacy? Because of us. It all starts with foundational Black Americans putting in that work, and it all starts with foundational Black Americans putting it all together, and that's what we've done. So you're seeing it across the board. And as we say, family, we got that effect. I want y'all to see this right now. The Democrats have created something so serious that they cannot find a way out of. But I got to ask y'all this question first. I'm going to show y'all a video of what's going on with this migrant crisis. The very fact that they call it a migrant crisis is because of us. Because trust me, y'all, if we weren't boots on the ground, really calling out this migrant crisis, the Democrats would just be letting it slide. They wouldn't be saying the damn thing. But foundational Black Americans, we've been the ones saying you're not putting them in our communities. So once again, everybody follow suit. But I got to ask y'all a question. After I show you this video right here, do you feel sorry for these people? Because, you know, I got a real strong suspicion that none of y'all feel sorry for these people. I got a real strong suspicion that none of y'all got no sympathy for these folks. And I got a very strong suspicion that when it comes down to it, when you come over here and you want to replace foundational Black Americans and you run into this, you did it by yourself. So let me ask y'all how you feel about these migrants stuck out in the cold wanting to go home.
Breaking news, migrants who were staying at the 5th District Police Station say they are spending the night outside in frigid temperature.
They tell us they were forced to leave and take their belongings with them.
This is not a game.
Video sent to CBS 2 appears to show an officer from the 5th District Police Station in Pullman telling migrants staying in their lobby to leave.
Dump the station, out this lobby, all this junk out of here.
Junk referring to their belongings. Volunteers who work with migrants here telling us this comes after some of the asylum seekers were taken to a shelter Tuesday. According to them, those who didn't go were told by the officer they could no longer sleep in the lobby despite the frigid temperatures. Some of the migrants we spoke to say there was no more room for them. Others, like this man, didn't want to stay at a shelter. They say this feels like retaliation for staying.
People here aren't used to the cold at all. We've had a year to prepare for this. This is not a surprise. And yet we still have the city plan for new arrivals in Chicago is to be dumped on a sidewalk.
We asked Chicago police about this video and if their policy on allowing migrants to sleep in their lobbies has changed. They didn't provide comment, only referring us to the Office of Emergency Management and Communications. We're waiting to hear back from them.
I don't know for sure, but this is what I heard.
Okay.
That they got kicked out.
After hearing the migrants might have to spend the night outdoors, volunteer Jenny Leal and her sister scrambled to find an apartment where some of them could stay. They were able to take in 4 migrants tonight.
A harsh break for them, you know. They're out here in the cold, and this shouldn't be. This shouldn't.
Wait a minute. Everybody seems to have this issue with the cold. Everybody's so upset about the cold, man. It's the cold, y'all. It's the cold. The cold make us want to leave. We can't handle the cold weather. I thought that this country was built by immigrants. Ain't that what they told us? Didn't they tell us that this country was built by immigrants? Then why are they so cold right now? I mean, last time I checked, North America's always been a pretty cold continent. I mean, I've pretty much always known that. United States of America's always been cold. It didn't just get cold last week. Okay, the cold ain't nothing new. Haven't there always been a winter, y'all? Have y'all ever seen where it went from summer to autumn and just skip over to spring and there was no winter? I've never seen that. So how come the cold is fucking these people up so bad? It sounds like we have go ahead and put a complete dent in all of that talk about y'all building the country because you can't even build a cold. How you gonna deal with it? I mean, I really want to know what's really going on in these people's minds where they really think they're going to try to play us. The snow is doing more work than the government is. Come on. You're fleeing because it's cold outside. You knew what was going to happen. So don't come telling foundational Black Americans anything. And by the way, all that sympathy talk, well, you know, we out in the cold and we don't have no help because the shelter and all that. I don't hear anybody talking about foundational Black Americans. I don't hear anybody talking about us when we got the worst housing, the worst education. They put us in the worst places with terrible conditions. I never see any of these same people, all of our brothers in the blacks and browns coalition. I don't hear any of them ever stepping to the plate and having any type of sympathy or love for us. So guess what? You get none in return. That's just the way the game goes. Everything now in this generation is eye for an eye. If you come at us with bad energy, we're going to give you no energy. See, we ain't got to give them bad energy in return. Foundational Black Americans, we don't really do that. We ain't got to get mad at you and go off on you. All we do is just turn you down, and you don't exist to us. You don't exist in our presence. The worst thing that you can ever do to somebody is just walk right around them like they're not even there. So guess what? We walking around their asses like they not even there. We stepping right on over them in their little teepees and their little tents and their little huts, while foundational Black Americans are sitting here counting the check and running them goddamn tangibles all the way up. That's the way the game goes. That's the way we're going to continue to push it. This is the way the game should always be. And you're starting to see now, study after study is coming out showing everybody that the Democratic Party's in deep trouble, y'all. They in real deep trouble. Why? It's because they're losing the vote from everybody, not just us, because everybody is following our lead. I want you to see this right here, family. Watch how everything this lady says came directly from the Black grassroots, the new Black media, and all of us combined, and it's showing you that we are the leaders and everyone else just follows. Democrats are done.
To show. Is it possible for him to show anything to the Black community at that point that would give them confidence that he's able and willing to follow through on whatever campaign promises he makes this time around?
I'm not sure that any changes that he makes right now would actually change people's minds, for the people who said that 20%, for example, that said that they support Donald Trump. And the reason why I say that is because this isn't just about Joe Biden. This goes back to other Democrat presidents that have not fulfilled their promises and have not tried to help the Black community. That includes Barack Obama, who is a big disappointment for a lot of African Americans in this country in reference to where he stood with helping people in the Black community. Joe Biden really doesn't have a Black agenda. And I think that's important for people to understand. It's one thing when you're running for president, you make these promises and then you don't fulfill them. And the Democratic Party, for a long time, they have pandered to the Black community. When Black people are asking for certain policies to be passed, they say the right rhetoric when they're running their campaigns, but once they're elected, they ignore the Black community.
Wait a minute. The Democratic Party has no Black agenda. That right there, the term Black agenda, comes from the Black grassroots. Remember, Democrats never even used the term Black agenda until 2020 when they took it from us, because they were always on a Democrat agenda, because they view the Democratic Party as their religion. So now when you hear people saying Black agenda, and when they say the Democrats have no Black agenda, those type of words and terms are coming directly from all of us collectively. If you sit back and you watch, family, you can see the impact and the effect that we have on the Democrats, not just on these news segments, but also their poll numbers. And it's definitely going to come true on election day.
In fact, I feel like we're the only group where the Democratic Party actually panders this much to, and they just don't fulfill these promises. So it was only a matter of time that eventually Black people are going to look at both parties, and I think they should look at every party and independent candidates as well and say, is this really working for us? So I think going forward, it may be a little bit too late for a Biden presidency, because we saw this with Joe Biden, we saw it with Barack Obama, we saw this with Bill Clinton. How much longer are Black people supposed to wait to get some type of concessions from the Democratic Party?
Checkmate. Now watch this lady talk about the migrants. And she's saying the same exact thing that we say about the migrants. None of this would have ever took place 10, 15 years ago. They'd have been saying, yes, we can, all lives matter, can't we all get along? And now we're saying, hell no, cut the check, run them tangibles. Big difference, and it's all because of us.
Close the border, vet these people. Like, how come they get to cut the line in front of millions of people waiting? They're waiting to come to America the right way, but they get like pushed in front. The migrants, the illegal migrants, they get everything. They put them first, put Americans last. We need to be America first, not Americans last.
Do you think that AOC was responsive to messages like this?
No, she cut her little press conference early because of us. She kept on talking the same thing. Housing for migrants, work for migrants. But what about our homeless veterans? What about our homeless Americans? She puts the migrants first, us last.
That right there, family, is what about the people who built this country? What about foundational Black American freedmen? What about the backbone of society? It's the same exact things that we're saying. We've already showed the black church talking like us. We showed news anchors talking like us. We're showing you random people in the street. Everybody is using our lingo. Continue.
But it shouldn't be on our backs. Right? This is our part.
Mr. Glover, thank you so much for your comment.
And I want to say something to you all. And when you leave here, stop depending on the politicians. And stop voting for the same people getting the same results.
Listen to that cheer. Whoa. Not just what he said. Listen to everybody in the room cheering along.
And I want to say something to you all. And when you leave here, stop depending on the politicians. And stop voting for the same people getting the same results.
I think that Biden might have to show.
That sounds exactly like no tangibles, no vote. Where did that come from? It come from us. So everybody has to look and everybody has to see our effects. I told you, everything's got foundational Black American fingerprints written all over it. And they know this. This is why they are so hell-bent in trying to stop us. But everything they've thrown at us ain't worked. They try to throw the whole diaspora at us. Reject. They try to throw all the tethers. They running back home. They try to throw the migrants. They sleeping out in the cold. Who really got any smoke for foundational Black Americans that can truly stand on 10 and go eye to eye with us? Nobody. It don't work that way. We are truly winning right now. I tell everybody, our victories look different than everybody else's victories. We can't sit back and think our victories are going to look like all these other groups because all these other groups get elevated. They get all the assistance and all the help. We don't. Everything we do out the mud. That's cool because we're loyal to the soil. So it all comes back to our family tree. And it does not matter what happens. They can throw every last one of those people at us. And apparently, doesn't look like any of them are too happy. The only people really talking sense is our lineage. And this is why the Democrats know they are in the 11th hour. And this election, family, I'm telling y'all, this election is going to be so important. When I say it's going to be important, not on that, well, this is going to be the biggest election of your life. No. This election is going to be important because everything Dr. Claude Anderson said. Brothers and sisters mentally have a strategy now. Either we're going to say tangibles or you don't give us nothing at all and we ain't voting for you, or you're going to run everything that we demand from you and we might consider it. Nobody's running around giving any guarantees. Nobody's running around saying we're going to vote for you no matter what. Hell to the no. Vote blue no matter who means no matter what. Just let them have it. Foundational Black Americans are saying you ain't getting a goddamn thing at all. We're non-committal. Dr. Claude said it best. Our master teachers put it all on the line. He said, we ain't letting nobody know what we did on election day until the day after election day. Everyone knows that the black folks was going to show up in droves for the Democratic Party. They knew this years before the damn election. They knew after the election of 2012, they knew exactly what was going to happen in 2016. 2016, they knew exactly what was going to happen during the election in 2020. 2020, they thought they had an idea what was going to happen in 2024 next year. But apparently, somewhere along that line, they done went astray. Shit done went left. They done got broke down. So now we got them guessing. They say, hold on, we had these black folks in our pocket for 60 years. What we going to do now? What we going to do today? They ain't got no choice other than to run our tangibles. That is the only thing they can do, family. And when we start talking about running tangibles, this is the flip side of it again. It wasn't just in one city where these folks are sleeping out in the cold. No, this is the condition of the migrants all across the country. Look what's going on in Denver.
More than 2,000 migrants are in Denver shelters tonight, but their time is running out.
Some are now finding themselves on the streets in these freezing temperatures. Denver 7's Christian Lopez spoke with migrant families today asking for help.
I spoke to Freyman Escorcia and his wife Nadelis, who say their time at this Denver shelter is running out.
When your time is up, they kick you out. There's no help when you get out.
All while also counting down
She's 7 months pregnant.
to the birth of their child. They're worried about ending up on the streets, like dozens of other migrant families now living in this large encampment at Spear and Zunai.
A lot of people outside who have been kicked out, they have nowhere to go, so they're out here with these temperatures. It's concerning because there's kids and pregnant women like her.
Many families who are staying in these tents tell us that they were previously living in this hotel, but they were kicked out because their time ran out.
No. No, family. Let's go ahead and do some correcting up in here. They weren't just kicked out because their time ran out. They're getting kicked out of a lot of these places is because foundational Black Americans have put so much pressure on these local officials to get rid of and to stop these migrant invasions. We're the ones who coined the term invasion. So when you look at Eric Adams right now, look at him. Eric Adams is against the rope. He don't know what to do. 1 minute, Eric Adams is sitting here talking about he want to sleep with him in the tent. Next minute, he's saying, okay, please, Joe Biden, quit sending them. Next minute, he's sitting there getting charges for Me Too movements from 1927. They going way back in the day to charge him. You see what happens when these local officials put these migrants in place. But that's from the Democratic side. See, they got to take orders from Joe Biden and the Democrats, but at the same time, they got to follow what we tell them. They got to follow exactly what we tell them. And brothers and sisters in the black grassroots now saying, we ain't going to vote for you. Remember, not voting, no tangibles, no vote, that affects the local elections first. Then it works its way up to the major election. So all of these local people who are putting them in high rises, who are putting them in these nice 5-star hotels, giving them all this great treatment at these restaurants, giving them shoes and scooters, all of them people are going to be up for election coming up real soon. So now they're saying, y'all get the hell out in the street. Is that not the direct effect from foundational Black Americans G-checking and regulating the immigrant migration, the immigrant invasion, and we are the ones on the front line letting everything be known. Our victories don't look like everybody else's, family, because we're exceptional. We ain't like nobody. We win in a certain fashion, and we sit back and we enjoy it, and we do it with style. So when you see all of them sitting out in the street, I'm talking about Mr. Jorge, Mr. Sanchez, and Santiago, when they sitting there out there in the street, family, remember, they thought that they was going to come over here and replace us, but then they found out that foundational Black Americans are irreplaceable. That part. Now, check this out, family. We're not done. You know they're going to send out the Democratic shields, right? You already know that's coming. Well, check this out, y'all. They're really, genuinely trying to tell us that there is a conspiracy of foundational Black American people in the grassroots who are being paid to tell people not to vote. I tell brothers and sisters not to vote all the time, and I ain't got $1 for it. Have any of y'all got paid to tell people not to vote? Or are you just being a certified foundational Black American with some sense? Exactly, y'all. Exactly. Watch this right here. They're literally trying to tell everyone that there's some type of conspiracy, you know, because all of us got together and we sat at a big round table and we said we's gonna not vote and we gonna bring down the Democrats because we all getting paid for it. That type of shit right here. This shows you the desperate nature. After this lady talks, listen to the Democratic shield language. We keep packing them up and lacing them. Check this out, y'all. They ain't got nowhere to go. They ain't got nowhere to hide. And that's because foundational Black Americans are in the building.
Not to vote. Do you not find that suspicious?
That is Dr. Avis, and she is on the Roland Martin Unfiltered show talking about these people who look like.
Oh, by the way, real quick, family, this right here is Porky. All right. We already roasted Porky before because she was trying to run around and tell Black folks that we had a hate crime protection law, which wasn't, because, you know, the Democrats always tell us that we have laws that just don't exist. So she was actually on Twitter trying to tell me about a hate crime law, the same Black Alpha Network that was literally on the front line of a hate crime in Jacksonville, Florida. She tried to tell me basically I was out there wasting my time because we already had a hate crime law. So listen to Miss Porky sit here and start talking about how there's some big conspiracy to try to stop the Democratic Party, but yet she's not really talking about how, no, we doing it for free. When you get this FBA work, family, it don't cost you $1.
Like us who are constantly telling Black people that they don't need to vote. But she's right. Why is it that these same people show up around election time, only around election time, telling Black people that they should not vote because their vote doesn't count? They don't talk about voting and what happens after the election is over and holding your political officials accountable. They don't talk about any of the policies that have been passed by any of your political leaders who have actually passed something. They don't talk about them. But when it's election season, then they come out of the woodwork and say, oh, well, they haven't done anything. Well, where were you? Were you knocking on the doors of your elected officials? Were you pushing for different policies to be passed by your representatives? Do you even know who your representatives are? I find that suspicious. I find that very interesting that they randomly disappear right after election period is over. A prime example was Ice Cube during the 2020 election. What happened to that major black agenda that you were pushing, sir? We don't hear nothing about it. But you pushed it during the 2020 election.
Oh, no. Freeze. Let's go ahead and handle Miss Porky real quick, okay? Because I don't know what she's talking about. Let's run this back. This Democratic Shield talk right here. God damn, look at her right there. God damn. That's all, folks. Listen to this right here, family. Every single thing that she says is all cap. It's bullshit. And I'm going to tell you why it is, family. First off, it's because she's a Democrat. Second off, is because she's lying. And third is because everything that she says has been accomplished. We can point to it and say that it hasn't. They always give us these shadow victories that can't nobody see, victories can't nobody point to, and they think that foundational Black Americans just can't even get it together. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and bring it back to big screen because I don't even want my face next to hers. Hell to the no. Let this see.
Asked by your representatives? Do you even know who your representatives are? I find that suspicious. I find that very interesting that they randomly disappear right after election period is over.
No, family. No. The people who disappear after the election are the Democrats who told us they were going to hold Joe Biden accountable. That is the person who disappears. The people who disappear after the election are the folks who told us that we were going to get all these great things from the Democrats, and we never do. The people who disappear after the election are the same folks who vote for nothing for 60 years plus. Continue. Oh, we breaking the shields down tonight. There's one thing I love on the planet, and that is to roast Democratic shields because it is easy and it is fun.
Over. A prime example was Ice Cube during the 2020 election. What happened to that major black agenda that you were pushing, sir?
Family, we all know what happened to Ice Cube. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris told him go to hell. And they sent all the Black Girl Magic people after him and said, well, what you doing for Black women's too now? And that's why Ice Cube said, you know what? I tried to help. Gone. Ice Cube was made public enemy number one just for even trying to get a meeting with either party. He said, I'll talk to Trump after Joe Biden said, y'all can take that contract and go that way. So what does it tell you, fam? What does it tell you? It tells you again, she capped it. And this is the type of cap that they always have. Oh, we're going to break down all of these Democratic Shield talking points because we broke them down before, and this is why it ain't working.
We don't hear nothing about it. But you pushed it during the 2020 election.
To tell Black people not to vote. Do you not find that suspicious?
Do you not find that suspicious? Family, they really believe that there is a conspiracy to bring down the Democrats, the same Democratic Party that ain't never done nothing for us. Trust me, you don't have to dig deep to try to stop the Democrats. All you got to do is point out their benign neglect, their incompetence. They're not so high and mighty. See, these folks, they look at the Democrats all high and mighty because, you know, that's their religion. We don't. So we can break it down to the morsel. We understand that the Democrats have done nothing for Black folks. And all these little things they point to, they don't exist. They just don't exist. That's the bottom line, family. These things that they point to and try to tell us that the Democrats have done do not exist, and you can't find them nowhere. And then when we call it out, they get mad. Well, they just going to be mad then because this is the way it goes. So she sat there and said, do we know our elected officials? Yep. I done personally ran up on the Georgia State Senator just about 3 weeks ago. We know them. Brothers and sisters are very intelligent, okay? That's the thing they always do. They always try to talk to us like, what do you know? Do you know anything? You never see this from any other community, fam. You'll never see Mr. Gonzalez trying to tell other people in his community how they need to vote. He'll never say, do you know what you're saying, fool? Holmes? Huh, Holmes? Do you know what you're saying? You don't ever see that? You don't see Mr. Muhammad talking like that? Mr. Mutombo, he don't even talk like that. Only when it comes to the certified foundational Black American, Black grassroots, do the Democrats talk to us like we don't understand politics, like we don't get it. All they are is the House Negro who is trying to herd all the slaves. That is what a Democratic voter is. People who vote Democrat got one job, and that job is to try to gather all of the Black people and put us back on that plantation. It ain't no different than the House Negro. That's why I say you can look at direct parallels between slavery and voting. You see the same exact thing. What is it? Black folks got to save democracy. Black folks got to save the election. Black folks got to save us from Donald Trump, save us from the boogeyman, whatever evil Republican they throw at us this year. Black folks got to always stop that. Ain't that just like slavery? Black folks got to save us from the Union, save us from the plantation going down, save us from running out of money. Ain't that the same thing? You got black folks who say, y'all better go vote. If not, Joe Biden going to be mad at you. That's the same exact thing as a slave in the house telling all the folks in the field, y'all better go pick that cotton now. Y'all don't pick that cotton, y'all bad as little slaves. I'm going to tell on you. It's the same thing. They only wag their finger at us and we done with it. It ain't working no more. That's why we say we are canceling. Plantation politics is over. We are not going for plantation politics. We are only going for independent, black grassroots, foundational black American politics that benefit us and us only, us exclusively, us directly. If it ain't about us, then it don't count. That's the way we moving and we're pushing along. And we got a whole generation behind us right now, and they're watching. See, we got rid of all that stuff they told us in the past. We got rid of all that vote blue no matter who. Can't we all just get along? And we done chopped that up. So now the people coming up behind us, they follow in our suit. Hell, you got old people who are learning from us. I literally seen a 76-year-old woman, and she said she done with the Democratic Party. So when your influence is so strong that you can affect change and influence people of all different generations and age groups, you're powerful. But it don't stop right there, family. They continue to talk all of that, and we continue to regulate all of that. And they got no choice when it's all said and done but to bow down. Yes, indeed. But trust me, fam, she was not done running all that talk. She continued to come up with Democratic Shield talking points, and we're going to continue to expose.
Realistically, how can anybody advocate Black liberation and still subscribe to a particular party ideology? Both parties are two sides of the same coin. Isn't it long overdue for Black people to start making the two parties earn our votes again? Come to us and present your case. Now I want you to realistically think about the question that you just asked me. Black people's right to vote is tied to the 13th Amendment. 14th Amendment.
No. Y'all listen to this cat. Listen to this cat. I got to run it back. The brother simply says, why don't we make these parties have to fight each other for our vote? You know, because politics is business. This is something that every other community learns at a young age. At a young age. Everyone else understands and has a concept of what exactly politics is, except for these Democratic shields. No one runs around and says, you don't have to vote just because. No one says you don't have to vote because it's a Wednesday or it's a Thursday. People say you don't vote because they give you nothing. There's a reason behind it. These Democratic shields, they say, no, you have to vote because your ancestors died for you to have the right to. Because if you don't do it, you's a bad little Negro. Let's go ahead and give the translation because that's really what they're saying. So this brother simply says, isn't it about time that we operate as a business? We take our vote and put some value behind it by pitting these two parties against each other and, making people work for us. This lady, or Porky, she sits there and returns it and says, no, it's because if we do not vote, we will be hanging from a rope. I'm not lying. Y'all, check me out. I promise you, I got the receipts. This person literally says, if we do not vote, we will be hanging from a rope. She goes all the way back to lynching. So now it's not just our ancestors died for us to have the right to vote. Now she's saying that if we do not vote, we will literally be deleted. These shields have no shame. Check it out.
So I was asked this question on Twitter. Realistically, how can anybody advocate Black liberation and still subscribe to a particular party ideology? Both parties are two sides of the same coin. Isn't it long overdue for Black people to start making the two parties earn our votes again? Come to us and present your case. Now I want you to realistically think about the question that you just asked me. Black people's right to vote is tied to the 13th Amendment, 14th Amendment, and 15th Amendment. The only reason we are not existing as property in this country is because of those amendments. And the moment we stop voting for policies that uphold those 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, we lose all rights. We are 13% of the population. We did not turn out in droves and vote our numbers, meaning All 13% of the Black American population, or those who identify as Black, did not vote.
Wait a minute. Family. All 13% of the population? Nobody has a population that votes in full capacity. She's literally trying to tell us that we need every single living Black American to go vote. This is how deep she is in the Democratic hole, that she's trying to tell us all 13% of Black Americans did not go vote, and we should be shamed for it. So all the kids need to vote. All the grandparents need to vote. All the young folks, the old folks, the in-between folks. She's basically saying, if you ain't even old enough to vote, you need to vote. But they never say this about any other community. You don't never hear them talking about all the peoples of color and how all of their 20%, 40%, 30%. Nobody tells them they need to go vote. And mind you, she's not only saying that we need to vote, she's saying that all 13% of Black Americans need to vote, but vote for one party. This is Democratic shield talk, and that's why we are canceling the plantation. Oh, it's coming down.
We have not exercised our voting power in its entirety like we should. So if we decided that we were not going to vote and say, hey, we're going to withhold our vote until you do what Black people say, when we are 13% of the population and our freedom is literally tied to, oh, do you want to be a piece of property, or do you want to exist freely and be able to say what you want, do what you want in this country without possibly being hung from a tree for it?
Stop. I told y'all. I told you. Y'all know I got receipts for days. You know it. You know. Y'all know I got receipts. You heard that right there. She said, if not, we're going to be hanging from a tree. She just said it. This is your typical standard Democratic shield. This is what they throw at us. It's the boogeyman talk. It's the y'all gonna go back in slaves. Y'all gonna go back all the way to the plantation. Ain't that exactly what Joe Biden said? Remember, if you don't vote, then y'all's gonna be back in chains. Remember that? We're gonna be back as slaves, back in chains if we don't vote for the Democratic Party. And they're not even saying it in twisted words. They're just saying it straight up verbatim. She just said, we are tied to every single amendment that makes us humans. She said, if we don't vote, we ain't even humans. You done heard it all, and it's all because of desperation. I'm telling you, family, the more we do not vote, the more we pull our votes back, the more we say F all that, reparations over everything, the more they're going to go deeper into that hole. Because we don't vote, they say crazy things, but everybody's following us. We're the ones with all the influence. We done already seen the brothers and sisters in Chicago, the brothers and sisters in New York City. Hell, we done seen the Black church putting Joe Biden on the line. So who's really running the game right now? Who's really in full control right now? Certified, and we're going to continue to stay in full control. So she goes from, y'all better go vote. If not, you're going to be property. And if you are property again, then y'all going to be put back in chains. Family, I ain't even got to ask y'all. Is any Black person you know in America ever going back in chains? Is any Black person you know ever going back to the plantation? The only folks on the plantation are the Democrats, but they do that willingly. So this notion that in the 21st century, you're telling Black Americans that we are going to go back into slavery if we do not vote. They're not even saying the civil rights era. They're not saying Reconstruction. They're not saying the 80s or the 90s, y'all. They saying we going all the way back to 1820 if we do not vote for the Democrats. So they're saying the one remedy that will save us is voting for the Dems. So it's either be a slave or vote for Joe Biden. But they don't realize that everybody who votes for Joe Biden is a slave. This is what we're saying. It's these slaves trying to call us slaves and trying to use slavery against us. That don't work. Not with the Black grassroots. Not in this era, not in this day, not in this time. It's all about us. It's all about reparations. It's all about getting what belongs to us. We fight for our ancestors. We fight for what belongs to our ancestors. They use our ancestors against us if we do not vote. So there's a big disconnect between us and the Democrats. And therefore, family, we can charge all of them with being ops of the community, and ops of the community get no vote. They get no time. And she ain't done. Just when you thought it couldn't get worse, family, she continues to run that lie. And trust me, there are hundreds of Democratic shields who talk that same talk, and we pack them up, rack them up, and send them out.
Do you really think withholding your vote will get Black people what it is that we need when we can't even show up to vote?
Do you think holding your vote will get us what we need. Well, what has voting ever got us? This little scenario of what if doesn't work because we've tried all of that. Black folks have always voted 90+% for the Democratic Party. Those are dictatorship numbers, okay? Any people who vote 90+% for one group or person can only be found in a dictatorship country. Black Americans have voted for the Democratic Party at the same exact numbers that Iraqis voted for Saddam Hussein. I ain't lying. So what has voting ever got us? Anybody trying to tell us that us not voting will hurt us? Well, voting has hurt us. So it's time for change. Not the change they want, the change that we demand, and we taking it.
In our entirety, we need to get one of those things in order, because clearly we can see what happens when we don't show up to vote. For example, in Louisiana, there are 900,000 Black people. The majority of them were not registered to vote. The majority of them did not show up to vote. So you have Klan member Senator John Kennedy, who beat Black people. In Louisiana, there are 900,000 Black people. The majority of them were not registered to vote.
Of course not. 900,000 Black people, and the majority of them do not vote. Okay, well, there's about 326 million Americans, and the majority of them don't vote. And that's of all different races. So how come you're trying to single out Black folks as if our population should vote every single person when nobody votes at that capacity or that rate? This is what Miss Porky does not understand. Now, I understand that's all, folks. Okay, we get that. But what she don't understand is that we not falling for none of those lies. If you came to cap, if you came to front, if you came to perpetrate, you better go back about 20 years. You better go find Obama. You better go find Bill Clinton. Because in this era, all you're going to find is certifieds, and our time is different.
The majority of them did not show up to vote. So you have Klan member Senator John Kennedy, who beat Gary Chambers, who was a much better candidate, because the majority of Black people didn't show up to vote.
So that person lost because the majority of Black people did not show up to vote. And then basically she turns it all around and says, well, Democrats lost because of Black people. That's really what she really wanted to say in the beginning, y'all. Y'all know that, right? That's what she really wanted to say in the very beginning. In the very beginning, she wanted to say, y'all Black folks caused one of my democratic religions to lose, one of my democratic masses to lose, one of my fellow house Negroes to lose. That's what she really wanted to say. And trust me, y'all, the reason why they get so mad is because their job is to get us to vote. If we do not vote, they are not in their jobs anymore. We control everything. I've been saying it for years, y'all. We can put every single Democratic shield out of business whenever we choose, whenever we please. Democrats got to bow down to us, y'all. Trust me when I tell you that. For real, for real. Because if we don't vote like right now, then Master is going to call them to the office and Master is going to give them the pink slip. This is why you see people like Holden Martin, Stacey Abrams, Mammy Luther King. This is why you see all of them disappearing. Van Jones is out here getting booed at Palestinian rallies. Cory Booker, he's out here getting booed. They have nothing to stand on because they cannot hustle foundational Black Americans. That right there, family, is Miss Porky. And what she does is she pulls that whole, you guys just don't get it or just don't understand. What she don't understand, family, is that she is irrelevant and she will not be remembered next weekend, all right? The only time she's ever going to come up, family, is when we're talking about roasting her. The only time she's ever going to come up, family, is when we talk about what happened to the Democratic shields after certified foundational Black Americans canceled the plantation. One thing I do know, though, fam, I need y'all to smash that like button. We got 500 people in the building, in the place. They was messing with the feed earlier, but we done bounced back. They was messing with the feed earlier, but we done pulled that FBA pivot, and it's all love. Appreciate everybody who stood in and waited for me, because by the time everything got situated, we already had 170 people. I tell people all the time, when it comes to the Black grassroots and it comes to the Black Alpha Network, I have the most loyal subscribers because we are all family. Brothers and sisters, kings and queens, goddess and gods. And when you put us together, family, we get them. and we ain't done yet getting them, fam. Now they're going to throw at us the sister girl. This is what I want y'all to see right here. When we break down these Democratic shields and we talk about everything that they be in, family, I want y'all to notice they got to throw a bunch of people with a bunch of different angles. The one right a minute ago, Miss Porky, she's the condescending bum, right? Out the paint. But right now, fam, this is where they try to throw at the person who gives us big words. But at the same time, she tries to, do all that neck snapping. Like she gonna G-check us. You don't G-check foundational Black Americans. We G-check your ass. Watch this video and watch the cap here again. We have these Democratic shields against the ropes. And what she's really trying to say is, y'all, please go vote for Massa because I'm afraid Massa is going to give me a pink slip. Check this out.
Okay, baby. So I feel like you're the one who's leaving diatribes over there on my Instagram post about this, and now you're over here in my comments. So let me just say this. My husband and I talk about this a lot, and we frame it around home makeover shows, right? Like, those home makeover shows where they give the owner of the house a sledgehammer and let them go to town on a wall, knocking it down, breaking it down, burning it down, whatever, right? It's because demolition does not take any skill, right? Unless you are trying to preserve something, unless you're trying to preserve the foundation of the house, or you're trying to preserve like the support beams of the house that keep the roof from falling in on your fucking head. Other than that, they give the owner a sledgehammer and say, go crazy. Because demolition takes no skill, and because the homeowner has already trusted that the developer and the builder is not going to allow them to break down anything that is important or super important to the structural foundation of the house. So all of y'all out there who are hollering about vote third party or don't vote for the Democrats or don't vote for Joe Biden or whatever, y'all are the homeowners with the sledgehammer, just wanting to swing away and tear down everything. But some of us out here know how to read fucking blueprints. And we are trying to tell you that, baby, if you want to burn it all down, you're going to burn down your support beams. You're going to burn down the structural foundation of the house, and you're going to be left in the fucking rubble. Then what? Now, listen, I understand you have big feelings about this, and I get it, but you have to also think and strategize and be smart and look at the fucking blueprint and read.
Stop. Oh, no, I got to get this one. There goes again, family, with the we need to think. You see how they talk to us. This is what I was just saying. You ain't never going to see Mr. Sanchez telling everybody in his community that they don't think. You're never going to see that. You're never going to see Mr. Mutombo, Mr. Muhammad. You're never going to see any of them talking like that. It all goes back down to we're too emotional. We don't know how to think, and we're wrong. No, foundational Black Americans are certified. We got the best strategy. We're winning right now. You're on TikTok, and you're only on TikTok right now because you're upset because everything that you're trying to tell us isn't working for you, and that makes you really upset because you don't want to see Massa's plantation come down. These people love Massa, all right? What Malcolm said, they love Massa more than Massa loves himself. If Massa gets sick, matter of fact, y'all put it in the chat. Okay. When Massa gets sick, what does the slave tell him? And I'm not going to continue until I see somebody say it. When Massa gets sick, what does the slave tell him? And we're going to already know exactly what she's saying right then, right there. Exactly. What's the matter, boss? We sick. And that's what she's saying right there, family. She's saying Massa's house. And I'm not surprised that she was using a house analogy. She was using a house example. Are you surprised, family, that she was using that type of analogy when she's trying to protect Massa's house? It's exactly what Malcolm said. Our master teachers laid it all out. Malcolm told us way back in the 60s that these folks protect Massa's house more than Massa protects it. This lady comes around right now. What does she say, family? She says, well, y'all trying to mess up the house. The house is what? The plantation. God damn, you know what? I didn't even think about it that way, fam. This episode is canceling plantation politics. We're talking about bringing down the Democratic plantation. She's talking about protecting the house. Plantation. So she is confirming every single thing that we've already said. And she's trying to tell us basically, because you got to read between the lines. They're going to say left, you got to go right. They're going to say up, you got to go down. What she's really saying is that we have to go vote because us not voting is going to potentially bring down the plantation. And she's scared of the plantation going down because if the plantation goes down, then where's she going to live? Because she obviously cannot live in the presence of certified foundational Black Americans. We too strong for it.
Realize that if you burn it all down, you're going to have nowhere to fucking live. The GOP, They got emergency tents out back, baby. You don't have any of that. So while y'all are hollering about burning it all down, what do you have in the interim for when it's all burnt down and there's smoke and ashes? What do you have for the people to survive on? What are you going to do when the GOP holds all the legislative power and cards in their hand and they
go that boogeyman talk.
Make anything they want illegal and then gonna throw your ass in prison for any fucking thing? What are you gonna do then? And I'm gonna tell you right now, straight up, I don't want to fucking die for this country. I don't want to go through no more motherfucking pain or turmoil for this fucktastic ass country.
Whoa, family. First off, goddamn, big mouth. Okay, goddamn. Now she gonna start trying to hit us with the ancestor talk. Y'all see now? Now they trying to hit us with the ancestor talk. We said it. They always try to use our ancestors against us. And she says all this stuff about this country. And I don't want to do it here. You want to do all this stuff for the Democratic Party. You want to do all these things for the Democrats. But yet you sitting here talking about the country left and right. And you want to talk about what you ain't going to do. But what you telling us what you are going to do is go vote blindly. And notice how she keeps using our terminology against us. No. Your ancestor, because she's about to talk about her ancestors. Her ancestors were not our ancestors out there in the fields. Her ancestor was the one in the house talking about what's the matter, boss. We sick. Trust me, we are the descendants of slaves. They are the descendants of house Negro slaves.
Die for this country. I don't want to go through no more motherfucking pain or turmoil for this fucktastic ass country. My ancestors built this shit for free. I do not want to suffer at anybody's hands anymore for the sake of revamping this fucking country. But what I will do is choose strategically to vote for people to inch closer and closer and closer and closer to the fucking progress that we deserve. I am willing to work my ass off without bloodshed. I am willing to work my ass off without putting people through unnecessary pain and strife. Y'all with this, well, just do this and that, the other. Y'all don't even know how to read the fucking blueprint, because if you did, you would understand that third parties aren't even on the fucking ballot in every state in this country. Therefore, in there too, they can't even win. They cannot win. It's not feelings, it's fucking math. Y'all haven't even done the minimal fucking education and research to figure out how to improve and take over the system we have. So how the hell am I supposed to trust that you're going to be able to burn something down and build something back up before the majority of us out here suffer? And we are suffering now. Yes, I 100% understand that. But bitch, you ain't ready for the shit that we're going to have to go through when the GOP has everything under control in terms.
Nope. I'm going to tell you what you ain't ready to go through. You ain't ready to go through being racially homeless when the plantation that you belong to don't exist no more because foundational Black Americans done tore that thing all the way down to the ground. This right there, family, is somebody who's afraid of being racially evicted. All right, let me say this. This is a Black Alpha Network exclusive term. She is about to be racially evicted. What that means, family, is that she can't come over here to foundational Black Americans. We ain't fucking with her because she's obviously a COON. And then she can't go back over to the Democratic plantation, because we done tore that all the way down to the ground. So where's she really going to go? She going to get that eviction notice, and it's going to say, you got 90 days to pack your and get the hell out because we are no longer in service and we no longer need your Sambo-et service. So all the Sambos and Sambo-ettes, all the Democratic shills, all the tap dancers and butter biscuit chasers that are trying to get us to vote, screaming, yelling, hollering, and talking all of that nonsense, they are all heading for the same exact place, and that is they're going to be sleeping with them damn migrants out in the cold. So let's get it right, y'all. Damn, look at this example. The migrants is out there in the cold? Yup. Mr. Mutombo was out there in the cold? Yup. And she knows she got until about November 5th before she out there in the cold. And it's a lovely thing, fam. This is what happens when certified foundational Black Americans do what we do. We got everybody shook. We got everybody afraid. Let's move on to another shield. That right there, family, was the head snapping, neck snapping, talking loud shield. And she don't mean nothing. She ain't going to do nothing. All she going to do is pack her goddamn bags and go see if Mr. Muhammad has a nice little place next to her in his little tent. That's about it. So her and the other shield, you'll see them in about 3 or 4 months sleeping in some type of tent, probably in Chicago or New York City with the migrants. They want to be people of color. Well, we're going to take all them people of color and put them all in the same damn tent. That's how we do things. Now, look at this one. You know it wouldn't be right, family, without the moistercrats. You know the moistercrats is going to pop up, family. Moistercrats is everywhere. Listen to him. He's the guy who's going to come around and say, we need to be nice to Kamala Harris. Y'all don't like her just because she's a woman. How do you explain certified sisters who don't like her? Exactly. Here come the moistercrats, y'all. It would not be Democratic shilling without the moistercrats.
You know, it never ceases to amaze me to this day that there's still people out there trying to say that Vice President Harris isn't qualified. And it's so forced too. Like they just cannot let it go. It's literally like them planting a boulder into the ground and watering it every single day, hoping that one day it will sprout up like a seed. And it never does because it's complete garbage. I mean, seriously, like how much more qualified does one person have to be vice president and the next person in line to succession to the presidency? This woman was literally a district attorney. She was an attorney general. She was a United States senator. She's the vice president of the United States, which has overseen the largest investment in infrastructure in modern times. She's overseen and represented the country on Worldwide Matters. She's literally sparking a new job boom. How much more qualified does one need to be the vice president of the United States? It's because they have no answer. You know that, and I know that. We all have her back, and we're ready to see her reelected.
Yep, and guarantee you, family, we'll be seeing you next to Mr. Sanchez, all head in that tent. This is what we're talking about, family. They always got to give us a reason why this isn't working. They always got to give us a reason other than what reality is. What reality genuinely is, family, is that we're not voting for these people simply because they're failures. All right. The Democratic Party does not serve black folks. The Democratic Party is out for themselves. They can come up with every little lie they want to. They can say that brothers and sisters out here just don't understand politics. Brothers and sisters don't know what they're doing. Brothers and sisters are mean. We just don't like Kamala Harris, whatever. But at the end of the day, family, they are all going to have to bow down to what we create. It's beautiful to have all the power in your possession. It's beautiful to have all the power on your side. Now, family, what would it be talking about Democratic shields if you don't bring up Roland Martin? Roland is back out here asking for donations, y'all. I'm not lying. So when we say that Democratic Shield 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all going to be racially evicted, they're all going to be sleeping on the street with the migrants here soon, the same thing is going to be happening with Roland Martin. Now, mind you, they already fighting over resources. So you know when Roland Martin gets evicted and he's out there sleeping in the street, he's going to be fighting over all the goddamn food. He going to want the leftovers. He going to want the right-overs. He going to want the goddamn snacks. He going to want the goddamn crumbs, everything. So for all of the migrants out there, I'm telling y'all, y'all about to have some company, and that person is going to be Roland Martin. Why? Is because Roland is seeing his Democratic shilling come to an end. The same way everybody is seeing their Democratic shilling come to an end. So watch this right here. First off, you're going to see this guy tell Roland Martin that Democratic policies have failed. Then you're going to see Roland Martin say how he needs donations. And you might even see some food pop up on the screen. How the food got there on the screen, y'all, I do not know. I am not responsible for it. But I want y'all to see Roland Martin making all his excuses, trying to tap dance, and then still try to turn around and ask foundational Black Americans for money. To that we say, hell no.
If you have 92% of the Black vote for 59 years, 59 years later, 27 out of 30 cities for crime are ran by Democrats, your policies don't work.
We can't ask somebody else, will you please tell our story? You got to create.
He's asking for money, y'all. He's asking for money. Here we go. Look, he got a little collection plate. He got his little collection plate right there. He want all the money. He need the help. The Democrats ain't funding him. They only use him for photo ops. Then they realize that he ain't popping in these streets. Watch him begging for money.
Your platforms first. And you got to control the content, which means you got to fund it. So if you're buying 2 tickets to go see a Madea movie and it costs you $20, $25, all I'm asking you to do is spend the equivalent of 2 tickets or 4 tickets at $50 to support Roland Martin Unfiltered, because it also has to remain independent.
Uh-oh.
That's the difference.
Uh-oh.
Tyler is.
Look, he's pointing at it. He's pointing at it. That's what he wants your money for. Y'all don't listen to him. Don't y'all listen to Holden Martin, y'all. He ain't gonna take your money and try to fund his show. He gonna take your money and he gonna fund that fast food. He want all the pancakes. He want the hamburger, the pizza, the chicken. Don't believe this man. This man is a grifter. He gonna take your goddamn money and he gonna be buying the whole left side of the goddamn menu. Don't trust Holden. Don't do it, y'all. Holden can't even be a good Democrat. He been out here trying to advertise cooning, and hopefully he gets coon adopted. So what you think he gonna do with donation money? Not a goddamn thing, but eat that.
It's not controlled by a single studio, by a single television network. He's able to create the product in his vision in terms of how he wants to do it to serve the consumer. And that's what our goal here is, Roland Martin Unfiltered. So go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com, folks. We want you to, of course, utilize a Cash App, PayPal, Square to do so. This is what this is about. I'm not interested in asking any other network for permission.
He's not interested in asking anybody for permission. He just wants all of the goddamn food, and he gonna steal it. Didn't I tell y'all? I said, Roland ain't asking. Roland ain't asking. Hell no. Roland's gonna snatch your plate and run. That's what he gonna do, and that's what he wants, y'all. So he out here begging. He out here trying to run the game, and you know that is exactly what goes on with these Democrats. We didn't put it all on the line, family. It has been evidently clear that they're against the ropes. It has been evidently clear they ain't got nothing going for them. Hell no. They asking for donations. Fleers are refleeing. You got all these shields taken to TikTok. Trust me, fam. If they had everything going the way they thought they'd have things going, they wouldn't be running to TikTok to make no damn video. Hell no. No. The only reason that they run to TikTok and start yelling at us to tell us to go vote is because they know we're not voting. They see them poll numbers. Them poll numbers is coming back every day. Oh, yeah, them poll numbers are coming back every day. And every day it gets worse. So they sending out everybody. They're literally pulling Democratic shields off the street. It was real easy back in the day to find a Democratic shield, but now they can't find them so easy. So they got to just go get anybody. You see Democratic shields that don't nobody know who they are, and they just going to get them. The moistocrats been popping up. Yeah, you got all the moistocrats. They done found every single moist black man that they can find, and they done gave them a goddamn little camera and said, you go try to tell black folks to go vote. And it still ain't working. So you know the moistocrats are popping up. As a matter of fact, family, speaking of the moistocrats, check this moistocrat out. This is their #1 paid moistocrat right here. Oh, man. He be out there having a whole goddamn Village People rendition. He be singing YMCA and Macho Man. He be singing all the goddamn Village People songs. He out here trying to get RuPaul to come and goddamn vote. That's what he trying to do. This shows you live and in living color that they will go find anybody. If this is all the Democratic Party has to try to get us to go vote, then they are in more trouble than they initially thought. They are in serious trouble. Watch this moistocrat try to tell us what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris done did. He says the same exact things everyone else did. Only difference is he says it with a little bit more starburst. Listen to this.
That I hear on the daily. And you know, if people rinse and repeat it, people will believe it. But because the Shade Room and Charlemagne so stuck on stupid, I have no other choice but to do it. I'm going to tell you everything that the Biden-Harris administration has done for the black community since taking office. So day one, numero uno, when Joe Biden was first appointed to office, he signed an executive order in advancing racial equities for undeserved communities through the federal government. Well, what the hell did that do? Well, let me tell you. First of all, it provides an increased federal grant funding for criminal justice reform, prohibits certain unjust law enforcement practices, updates federal prosecutory guidelines, and then it also invests in community violence and prevention programs.
Democrats gonna have to do better, y'all. They done went and got Jesse Smollett's little brother, and they think that's gonna get us to go vote. Goddamn. Hell no. No. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work at all. And everything he just said right there is not for black folks specifically. That is an all in, and it doesn't get enforced for black folks. You're gonna have to do something better than that, Starburst.
And since we're on the subject of criminal justice reform, when the Senate failed to pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, which was killed thanks to Senator of South Carolina, Tim Scott, who refused to work with Democrats to end qualified immunity, Joe Biden called on the Department of Justice to ban chokeholds that killed George Floyd and no-knock warrants, the same ones that killed Breonna Taylor. Also, under the Biden-Harris administration, Merrick Garland will be seeking federal charges on the 2 officers that are involved in Breonna Taylor's death. So to jail you go, ho. Lastly, on criminal justice, Joe.
Nope, we seen how that turned out. I'm telling you, they ain't got nothing to stand on. They just talking.
Joe Biden signed a pardon for everybody prosecuted on a federal level for simple marijuana possession. So much for Crime Bill Biden. Since everybody keeps talking about this anti-Asian crime bill that doesn't exist because it's called the COVID hate crime bill, let's talk about a bill that actually does exist. The Emmett Till anti-lynching bill was signed into law after 200 failed attempts by Joe Biden. And since all y'all care about is the money, honey, let's talk about how much money Biden has given to the Black community. The first bill signed into law by Biden was the American Rescue Plan, which provided $1,400 stimulus. Not only that, a child tax credit, which lifted 50% of Black children out of poverty, which wouldn't have gotten passed without Vice President Kamala Harris's tie-breaking vote. But she don't do nothing. Since Biden-Harris took office, Harris, capital on the Harris, because y'all gonna stop mistreating my damn girl. Biden even said himself that Kamala Harris is the first person in the room, last person to motherfucking leave every damn thing that comes out this administration.
No, you gonna go ahead and goddamn stop with all the Skittle talk, okay? Because all that Skittle stuff ain't gonna goddamn fly. It ain't gonna float. And every single thing that he's saying, family, is complete cap. Nobody believes him. He don't even believe himself, okay? He don't even believe himself. So he can go ahead, have him a starburst and sit down, because all of that is the same cap. So they pulling out the moistercrats too, y'all. And this is what happens whenever they do it. They get all of these communities that they give them money to. We got to also break this down. The Democrats bring people into this country, and they use them same people to come against us and try to shame us, all right? So when you see them trying to elevate all of these different groups, they elevate those different groups with this main little deal they have, an unspoken law that we provide y'all with tangibles. We elevate you above foundational Black Americans. And what you do in the meantime, in between time, is that when election season comes around, you try to hate on them. Think about it, y'all. All of those peoples of color, they try to tell us how we need to go vote Democrat, right? Okay. All the starbursts and all the rainbows tell us we need to go vote Democrat. These are two groups that the Democrats have in their back pocket. Foundational Black Americans don't go along with none of that. So they keep trying to build this up, this fake minority coalition, and none of it works. But family, let me tell y'all how you know things is getting really real in the street. What's happening right now, fam, and everybody following us and everybody trying to take our agenda and move it forward, do you know right now that a lot of brothers and sisters, we've been out here saying, nah, we're going to hold our vote. We're going to look at the other party. We're going to use these two parties against each other, because that's what it's about. It's about using these two parties against each other. It's like a business deal. If you go sit down at the table and you're trying to negotiate a contract and you got Pepsi and you got Coke, you tell this person, I want $5 million. You tell this person, I want 7. You with 5 better match the 7. Then he matches that to 8. Then you say you better match 8. 8 turns into 9. This is called negotiation. This is called politics. Every single other community understands this. This is what we have to do with the Democrats and the Republicans. We got to use them against each other just by simply, as Dr. Claude Anderson said, telling them, hey, we ain't sitting back and going one direction. You never know what we might do. That's when you start hustling them and conning them. Everything has to be Black grassroots, starting off with your approach. So since we've been moving that way, and we've been telling everybody that we're going to do what we want to do, how we want to do it at any time, next thing you know, family, you starting to see some of these Democratic Shield organizations who are looking at Donald Trump now. They starting to look at Donald Trump and say, hey, we might go vote for him. Do y'all know that Black Lives Matter are starting to support Donald Trump? I ain't lying. I actually have seen footage and videos of Donald Trump bigging up Black Lives Matter. I ain't lying. This is what we're talking about. As we say, everybody is taking our talking points. Everybody is following what we say. Everybody is trying to use our agenda in terms of the 2024 election. You're starting to see it go all the way to even little liberal groups. Yes, it has. So now you're starting to see Black Lives Matter pop up, and they're saying, well, we might go talk to Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Nah, y'all, I'm telling you right now, this right here is a direct cause of these people trying to follow us and follow suit. Watch this. You know I got the receipt. This right here is at a Donald Trump rally, and he starts bigging up Black Lives Matter. Yes, the same Democratic Shield organization that hijacked the Breonna Taylor protest, the George Floyd protest. This is the same exact organization now where some of them are trying to pivot onto Donald Trump. I'm going to play this and I'm going to break down the real agenda behind this and why we got our eyes on this and why nothing is going to get past us. Check this out, y'all.
Did you see where a very respected representative of Black Lives Matter, New England territory, right? New England, endorsed Trump? He said, he didn't necessarily say the Republican Party, he said Trump, because what we've done in terms of opportunity zones and jobs for everybody, frankly, but jobs. Historically, if you look at the colleges, the black colleges and universities, I got them 10-year funding. They never had that. They'd have to come to Washington every year. We took care of their funding and a lot of other things, criminal justice reform at a very, very high level, very fair. We got to be fair, but very, very something that everybody really, and we had tremendous conservative support, but criminal justice reform. And he came out in favor of Donald Trump. Did you see where a very respected representative of Black Lives Matter, New England territory, right? New England.
Did you ever think that you would see Donald Trump talking about Black Lives Matter and he gets an applause from his own MAGA audience? Why is that, family? Why is that? You already know when you start talking about them, there's a hustle and there's a plot behind every goddamn thing. Yes, family. Trust me when I tell you that. You already know what's coming along. It don't just stop, fam. They are trying to run with this right here because Black Lives Matter. Y'all know they only show up when it comes time for election season, and they only do it so they can try to undercut what we got going on. Watch the same guy come around now, and he's talking about maybe supporting Donald Trump. Watch this right here, family. You're going to see exactly what we're speaking of. Watch this. Watch what they're trying to do and how they're trying to undercut the black grassroots by sending out clowns like this.
You, BLM leader, and you're now endorsing Donald Trump, saying he's the best candidate we have. Why do you think he is the best candidate that we have?
Because everybody else sucks.
So is he just the best of a bad group? I mean, is he not that great either, but he's just like better than the rest?
Well, I like Trump, personally. And I think right now who we have sitting in the Oval Office is just a deep disappointment. I deeply have disdain for him. And I really dislike the vice president as well.
Wait a minute. So Black Lives Matter, now they're saying that they do not support Joe Biden. Not only do they not support him, he said he deeply doesn't like him or the vice president. What does that tell you? What's the angle they trying to push with that one, family? Right there, you could already see that they are trying to come up with some fake grassroots movement, and they're trying to take this fake grassroots movement by using our lingo, and they're trying to use our verbiage so you can try to get votes from us. Trust me when I tell y'all this, fam. This right here is the nowadays version of what they pulled in 2020. You're going to hear about this right here on the Black Alpha Network, fam. I'm watching. Y'all know I got my eyes everywhere. I see and I hear everything. What I seen right here, and this came across my timeline, with Donald Trump talking about Black Lives Matter. The MAGA crowd started clapping. And then this clown came out and said, man, I don't like Joe Biden. Now, mind you, it was forget about Breonna Taylor, go vote for Joe Biden in 2020. Forget about Ahmaud Arbery or George Floyd. No. Rashard Brooks. Forget about them, go vote. They hijacked every single protest in 2020 and turned them into Joe Biden voter campaign rallies. And now all of a sudden, Black Lives Matter pops up, a known Democratic Shield organization. All their leaders have been outed. You literally see that they took and stole billions of dollars on the books, not to mention all the other money off the books. Nobody went to jail for it, okay? I never seen somebody get outed by the government for stealing billions of dollars and did not go to jail. So that shows you who they've been working for. So they pushed all of this Democratic campaign talk in 2020. Now they resurface in 2023, 24, and are saying they may go vote for Donald Trump. And not only that, they got microphones in their face. It ain't just some people talking. This ain't just people on Twitter. This ain't just people on TikTok. They're already getting interviews talking about how they may go vote for Donald Trump. Why are they doing that, family, right there? Because they're trying to undercut what the black grassroots is doing. How we in the black grassroots are saying that we're going to hold our vote and we're going to actually see everything. We may not vote at all. We may sit on it, do nothing. Some brothers and sisters are saying they'll go vote just for a closed border candidate. Everything other than just voting for the Democratic Party blindly is what we've been on. So now they're sending out all the Black Lives Matter so they can muddy the waters. You're going to start seeing that now, family. This is how the dominant society works. This is the system of supremacy. They got to always send in people to use our talking points. They got to do that so they can dilute what we're saying. So you're going to start seeing a bunch more of these Democratic shields, and they're going to start using terms like grassroots. They're going to start using terms like certified. You already seen a couple of these Democratic shields start saying foundation. Nobody ever used the term foundation. You hear more people using the term foundation within the last 10 years than you have for the last 60 years. Same with reparations. Nobody was talking about reparations until now. So everybody is coming around trying to speak on our words, trying to use our lingo, trying to use our dialogue so they can make it look like they're one of us. We ain't going for that type of time. So Black Lives Matter, no. The Black grassroots, we are completely on to that. Don't let none of these folks come around and say, man, we might just sit on our vote, because you're going to have the whole, we're anti-Joe Biden and anti-Democrat Black Lives Matter. You're going to have that. And we all know that's bullshit, right? We all know that they're Democratic operatives. So anytime you see one of these people come around, y'all, and they're pretending that they're really against Joe Biden, you know they're not. You know they're not. You know they're going to go down there and vote quickly. They're just trying to use that so they can try to flip it back onto us and say, look how them folks do it. Look how they do it. It ain't no different than at our rallies and protests, they would show up with signs that say anybody but Trump. This is what they're doing. So they went from anybody but Trump to now we're going to go vote for Trump. And they did it all within 4 years, when these were the same people trying to argue us down 4 years ago about how bad Kamala Harris was, how bad Joe Biden was, how bad their administration was going to be. But now they want us to believe that they're really some type of independent thoughts. There's some type of independent voters. No, that ain't the way the game goes. That is what I call Black grassroots imposters. And you see these people pop up all the time during election season. And are you surprised? Because Black Lives Matter has been outed as a Democratic shield organization. See, they can't just pop back up, y'all, and start talking about vote blue no matter who, because we expose them as a Democratic shield organization. It's the same thing the tethers do. How we'll call out a tether's behavior and the tether will just do a circle around the block and come up with something new. This is what they're doing. They came back up. They went to the supremacist drawing board, wrote a whole new plan, and they said, I tell you what we're going to do. We can't just be overt dominant society water carriers. We can't be overt Joe Biden administration cosplayers. We can't be overt with being Democratic shields. So what we have to do now is that we got to pretend we're a part of the grassroots. And they're going to start saying all types of reckless stuff too. Watch it. Watch it. They're going to start saying all types of crazy things. It's the same things they did at all the rallies and protests, where they would show up, all those Black Lives Matter people and all their little W friends, and they would all show up and start lighting stuff, and they start breaking stuff and saying how it was just us. Nah, that's what they're doing right then and there. And we already see it. It's all cap, y'all. It's all cap. And trust me, this time around, we're going to be right here ready to run their ass off the block for the 15th time. Black Lives Matter done been ran off the block so many goddamn times. Next thing, they're going to get ran out the country. The same exact thing we did to Stacey Abrams. That is the way the game goes. We on it, family. This is what we do. New Black Media, Black Grassroots, we break it down. Damn, we got 500 people in here. Smash that like button, man. Appreciate y'all. We building, we working, we shining, we grinding. Let's talk about now how the Democrats are in a position where they don't really know what to do. What are the Democrats really genuinely, sincerely going to do, family? What are they really going to do? Because the people that they brought over here to try to replace us with, those people are voting Republican. I'm telling you, this is it. We are in a prime position to break the Democratic Party. All of the chips are on our side of the table. We got all the cards in our deck. They don't. The Democratic Party tried to bring the tethers in. That ain't working. They're trying to replace us with immigrants. That ain't working. Brothers and sisters are on code, and we running them off the block. And now they're trying to go to these Latinos, and these Latinos would prefer to vote for Donald Trump. These Latinos would prefer to vote for the Republican Party. So the people that they tried to replace us with aren't even voting for them. So now what they gonna do? They ain't got nowhere to turn. They ain't got nowhere to hide. They ain't got nobody to go. So all we got to do is say, we're not voting for you neither. And that is the final straw. That is the final nail. If certified foundational Black Americans step back, it's over for them. Because Joe Biden is out here getting called Genocide Joe. You got a whole heap load of people from Palestine. They say they not voting for him. You got a bunch of liberals who say he's too damn old. You got a bunch of Latinos who are saying Latinos for Trump. Latinos for Trump is going down to the border. Yes, they're showing up at the border and saying close the border. That's the Latinos for Trump. So if they got all this smoke coming from every direction, we done ran the Democratic shields off the block. All we got to do is sit at home. All we got to do is say no tangibles, no vote, no Democrats, and we will see the Democratic plantation come down. Everything we say, we show and prove. Everything we say comes to light. The Democrats right now are in the position for us to break them more than we have ever had it. And we are on code enough, intelligent enough, thorough enough, and we have the right strategy and approach to do so. And this is what we have to do as a certified foundational Black American community. And this is the way we get reparations. Everybody want to know our path to tangibles, resources, reparations, and everything that deservingly belongs to us? It starts with breaking the Democratic Party, and then we get our reparations. Tangibles comes all in the process, and we are the last one standing. Watch this right here, family. This is the dilemma that the Democratic Party has with Latinos. This is why Latinos are moving in flocks away from the Democratic Party. So the same people that they spend all those billions of dollars to cater to are the same exact people who are saying, we're voting for everybody except you. Watch this.
The Bronx is the bluest of New York City's boroughs and the only borough with the Hispanic majority. President Biden got 83% of the vote here in 2020. But now the Biden campaign is seeing polls coming out saying President Trump is gaining traction with voters of color, even younger voters. So I came to the Bronx to put a face on the numbers, and I was shocked by what I heard on the streets. Do you think that President Biden is doing a good job with the economy?
No, he's not doing nothing.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Is he doing a good job? Yes or no?
No. I can see we're all going to be in the streets homeless.
Biden and his press secretary said that prices are going down. Is that your experience or is that not true?
No, that is definitely not true. Prices are definitely going up. I used to go across the street to Fordham to go get me a meal. I can't even get me a meal because that meant $20.
Minority communities, we're not seeing the improvement. There's inflation with everything: food, gas, insurance prices. I mean, you name it.
Bidenomics is not working. It's just a complete mess. It's a disaster, especially here in New York City. We're feeling it very hard.
If you could say anything to Biden right now, who says that the economy is improving, especially in Black and brown communities, what would you say to him?
That's lies. I believe that's lies. Heavy lies on that, for sure.
Do you think that somebody else besides Biden should be president?
Yes,
next time?
of course. Bring back Trump.
Tell me why.
We have money. We have money when Trump was president.
Free my son Trump. Free my son Trump. Trump 2024, everybody. Trump 2023.
That's crazy.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. You ain't hear none of them Democratic shields coming out talking to these people. Why the Democratic shields ain't tripping on them? Why the Democratic shields ain't saying nothing to them? It looked like they got a bigger problem than just us. It looks like folks ain't messing with them all the way across the spectrum. These are the people, y'all, that they're supposed to be getting to replace us. These are the people that they're supposed to be flying in, handing them everything. Think about this dilemma, y'all. If the Democratic Party gives these people amnesty, they give them DACA, they elevate them above us, they give them sanctuary cities, they give them resources, 5-star hotels, they bring all their family in. What more can the Democratic Party do for Latinos? Joe Biden said that we are a nation of immigrants. He said that Latinos will own this country. He said we should learn to work with them. Remember that? Remember all that? To hell with y'all. Y'all gonna have to learn to work with Hispanics. They have invested everything in the Hispanic community, and the Hispanics are still not voting for them because they ran into something that I've been calling out right here on the Black Ops Network for quite some time. I'm gonna tell you what it is, y'all. When you look at it from a perspective of supremacy, the Democrats have a version of supremacy where they're going to act like they're playing along with Black people. They're going to act like they're friendly to Black people. They would rather fool you with some type of supremacy that is covert. Republicans do overt supremacy. All of these people who come here from Latin America, they're not used to playing this covert supremacy because in their homeland, now mind you, all of them think that they're really just W's. They don't think that they're brown folks, okay? Because in their country, they are the W's. Go down to Latin America right now. Go find your darkest person and look how they're treated. Go find their darkest person and see how they're treated. It's the system of supremacy. So when they come over here, they don't see whiteness as playing friends with Black people, as bringing Roland Martin around, Van Jones around. That ain't how they see it, y'all. When they come over to this country, they want to get in with the Republicans. They want to get in with Donald Trump. They want to get in with all of that upper echelon gentry style stuff. They ain't coming over here hopping over fences, swimming through polluted ass lakes, ducking goddamn scorpions and snakes to get to America so they can come and pretend to be friends with black people. They don't even want to share a party with black people because they don't share their country with black people. If you go to Latin America, you name it. You go to Venezuela, you go to Mexico, you go all through the Caribbean, Puerto Rico, you can go to the Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, go anywhere you find Latin people, and they are not sharing their country with black people. So what makes you think they're going to come to America and want to share a political party with black people? They don't share their country and their homeland. They ain't trying to share a party with you when they get to our homeland. And then they got to deal with certifieds on top of that. So what you think they're going to try to subscribe to? They are going to subscribe to the Republican way. You can give them DACA. You can give them all the money. You can give them resources and tangibles. They want to be Donald Trump. They want to go hang out with Donald Trump in Trump Plaza. They want to go hang out with the Bushes. They don't want to hang out with the Clintons or that hot sauce and collard greens. They look down on that because they don't have to do that where they're from. So now the Democrats are in a rock and a hard place. And it's on us to exploit that. All these folks want to exploit us, right? They want to exploit our culture. They want to exploit everything we created. They exploit the country that we built. It's time we start doing some exploit. Let's show them what time it is. You see that the Democrats got a rift between them and all those Latinos that they try to elevate. Let's go ahead and exploit that. And the best part about it is, the easy part about it is, and the most significant part about it is, family, we can exploit that division and that rift between the Democratic Party and Latinos just by not voting. Everything is in our possession. We got all the cards in our deck, family. And 2024 is going to be a hell of a year, but it starts right now. We already ahead of the curve, and everybody else is bowing down in the process. We talked about Latinos for Trump, right? Okay, when we say that they got a real problem, and we say there's a whole lot of Latinos that do not subscribe to them, watch this right here, family. This is Latinos for Trump, and they are down on the border saying that they need to close the border. And trust me, there's not one, two, or three of them. There's a whole lot. Check it out.
What's going on, everybody? Trump Latinos. Guess what? They say we'll never leave Florida, but we here in Texas. Texas is right there. Mexico right there. Look at the wall. It's halfway built. What's going on, man? Let us know.
We need a wall. I live close by this area, and we need to live in a safe place. So please, we need Trump back.
We need to close the border and the wall because it's not safe here. And Joe Biden is 732 years old. And we want Trump back because he is the white man that we really want to be in our homeland. That is what Mr. Jorge Sanchez believes, family.
Enough is vote for him. We need to finish this wall. We cannot afford to have more criminals coming into our area.
Since this wall got built, Donald Trump was trying to make America safe. Now the wall's halfway built since Biden got in. It's like they want the criminals to come in. Let's make America great, y'all.
Close
Trump
the border.
Latinos, man.
Right there. Look at that guy right there. Look at him right there, family. That's Mr. Sanchez. All right. Standing next to Mr. Sanchez is Mr. Santiago. All right. Next to Mr. Santiago is Mr. Rodriguez. All right. And all three of them want to have Donald Trump back in office. They want that wall built, and they want it done quick, fast, in a hurry. So what are these Democratic shields coming to us and complaining for? It looks like they best to get to complaining to them. So when you start seeing that Latin vote go down, and then you start seeing the certified black grassroots got you up against the ropes, there is no hope for the Democratic Party. This is why the shields are popping out left and right, y'all. Because everything that I'm saying, they know. See, they try to act like they don't know what we're talking about. They try to act like they don't hear us. Oh, they know. They know. They watching all of this right now. How y'all doing? Because they know that foundational Black Americans got them against the rope. They monitor all of our spaces. They hear all our talking points. How do you know they're watching us? Because they speak like us. All right. So the very fact that they're sending out all these Democratic shields, and they're literally on cold red, man. These folks is on 100. They mad. Look at the one that was yelling earlier. Look at the other one that was yelling. They are so upset right now because that clock is ticking. That 11th hour is here. And they understand that you better get your stuff together because you got some problems. And we are going to exploit every last one of those problems. So when you see them falling back, you see us in full control, influencing everything. There's nothing more they can do. You've already seen a lot of Hispanics coming out and saying that they support the wall. And you see a lot of Hispanics saying they need to go home. They're saying, listen, man, send these people home. We don't want them here. And they're actually talking at a bunch of these task force. Yes, they are. Check this out, family. I have a Latin guy, and he is at a task force, and he's saying he don't support the migrants. It's funny when they come to us, and they tell us all the time how we need to support the migrants, how we need to understand it's a Black issue, but a lot of Hispanics don't feel it's their issue at all either. This is what happens when you cancel plantation politics, and foundational Black Americans are the last people standing. Watch this right here. I already showed you Mr. Jorge. I showed you Mr. Sanchez and Miss Santiago. Now I want y'all to see this guy right here. This man, this is Enriqueo Iglesias V, all right? And he's going to say he don't want the migrants there. This is at one of their own town hall meetings, and it ain't sweet.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Ignacio Durán. Mucha gente está haciendo el issue de que es inmigrantes contra inmigrantes. El problema aquí no es inmigrantes contra inmigrantes, es la nueva gente que viene a recibir todo regalado, todo gratis. ¿Qué es lo que les da derecho a ellos a venir a pedir algo que nosotros nos ha costado, a toda la comunidad nos ha costado mucho obtener, y esta gente lo quiere todo en la mano, sin batallar para nada? Porque no les han dado nada.
That they want, it's the...
Here's the translation, family. Here's the translation.
He says it's not about migrants against migrants. It is not that they want, it's that they want everything handed to them. That they're being handed benefits that we as citizens don't have or get.
También de que es todo nada más por qué ellos y por qué no las aventaron aquí, habiendo un espacio muy grande en Fort City y nadie pensó en eso. Ahí pueden acabar hasta 10,000 personas. Es todo lo que puedo decir. Gracias.
Y'all want me to translate that for you? I'm going to translate that for you. He said, we don't want any more of these migrants to come here because they make us look bad in front of the white man. And we really want to be next to white man because we think we are white man. So when the white man gets mad at migrants, he gets mad at me. So can you please keep them home so I can get me a date with Karen or Ken, because he goes both ways. And this would be a great position to be in. That's what he said right there, family. Translation, he's upset because migrants are making him look bad in the eyes of all of the W's that he wants to be just like. That's what they do, y'all. You got to understand. It's not that these folks are just on some we don't want them here stuff. They're on some they make us look bad stuff. All those Latinos for Trump, all those Latinos saying close the border, what they're really saying is, family, is there's about 5 pieces of bread and I want them all. And there's only about 2 dates with Karen and they want both of them. They don't want more of their own kind here, y'all. They don't want that. I'm telling y'all, real talk. That was translation. That's what he said. Yeah, I worked on my Spanish in high school. I'm telling you, that's what he said. He said he's upset right now. That's what it is. That's Enriqueo Iglesias V. All right. So he's upset. Mr. Enriqueo Iglesias V is really upset right now. He wants it all to himself. He don't want any more migrants here. He wants to have all of the resources and benefits that come along with being a migrant that Joe Biden promised him. They don't mind coming taking from us. They don't mind coming stealing from us. But what they will not tolerate is someone taking from them. So ain't it funny how the same people come over here and they're quick to say, we built this country. It's still our legacy. We co-created hip hop, still our legacy. We want all the resources. We want reparations, still our money. But they don't want their own migrants stealing from them. This is why foundational Black Americans are G1. We are right where we need to be with it because we can sit back, watch that, and exploit all these different groups. And we be in there flipping pancakes, watching it happen. It's time that we get on game. Now, look at this, family. When you talk about the border, it don't just stop there. This is why it's been gaining traction. And this is why it's a great thing that we continue to flood everywhere with these images, because these images right here are showing everybody what's going on at the border. What did we speak about a few weeks ago right here on the Black Alpha Network, y'all? We talked about how at this border, all these migrants that are flying in, these folks are not just Hispanic. No. Joe Biden's Biden Express is bringing in people from all over the world. You have Africans, literally, from West and East Africa. They are literally hopping on planes, getting here, getting on goddamn trains, planes, and automobiles, everything to get to the border. We showed what, 200 Africans at the border. We've also showed all the Hispanics. We showed Indian people at the border. Now watch this right here, family. These are not Hispanics at the border, fam. These are Asians at the border. This is America. Check it out. Yep. When Biden said that he was going to flood this country, he meant he was going to flood this country with all different types of people, And it's causing another rift for the Democrats. Oh, you know we got receipts, family. This is another classic episode. Smash that like button. Damn, we got 500 people in the building. Yes, indeed. Smash that like button right now, y'all. Appreciate the love with a passion. Love you very much. Certified salute. Look at this, fam. We done showed the black church. We done showed the Democratic shields. We done showed all the migrants sleeping outside. We ain't showed one time FBA's out here taking L's. Not one. We done showed FBA out here dishing out L's. All we do is win. And we got receipts to show it. See, one person can sit here and tell you that we win, and they can't provide it. Y'all know when Black Alpha said we got some wins, I'm going to provide all the receipts. And it started off with a couple of them, and we're going to stack them all the way up on the table. But with those receipts, we got invoices, we got spoilers, and we're going to get some tax returns. That's how thorough we are. So check this out, y'all. When we say that the Democrats got some problems, when we say they got some issues, when we say they are back against the ropes, it does not just stop with the Democratic Shield. It doesn't stop with the Latinos for Trump. It doesn't stop with the certified black grassroots not voting for him no more. What it also has to do, family, I want y'all to notice this right here. They're also having issues with Border Patrol. You're having fights amongst Border Patrol, amongst themselves, where they're arguing back and forth about it. You have the main people who are the bosses. They're arguing with their average every day. Because, mind you, the boss has to take orders. Okay, he's getting his direct orders from Joe Biden and the Kamala Harris's of the world, the whole administration. But yet the average everyday person, they see the same problem that we see. They see the same exact issue that we see. We got 556 people in here building. This is what you see all the time, family. You see these divisions, and it's all being created because of these policies based upon the black grassroots controlling everything. It would not happen if we were not speaking truth to power. So watch this footage right here. You're going to see the same thing going on in New York City. How Eric Adams was talking all that nonsense. Eric Adams was speaking about he's going to sleep in the tent. He's going to be hanging with the migrants. We need to all support them. And then what happened next with him? He said, Joe Biden is a problem. And they made a phone call and they said, get his ass out of there. Hit him with some charges. He got hit with FBI charges, y'all. Eric Adams got the Negro wake-up call as big as anybody got it this year. And the award for the Negro wake-up call goes to Eric Adams, okay? Point blank, 3 times over. He said that we need to have some problems and some discussions with the Democratic policies. And next thing you know, the FBI got him. Next thing you know, family, he was getting tied up with Me Too cases. This is what's going on also with border agents. You got the person who takes the direct orders from the Biden administration. Then you got everybody else. So when you take everybody else and you add it to it, oh, there's some fighting going on. Look at this. This is a Black Alpha exclusive. This has not been seen anywhere in the new black media, but you guys know I got it. Smash that like button. I appreciate the love. Yes, I do. Family, watch this. This is footage of a Border Patrol agency arguing with one another. One person saying, I have to follow the rules. And all the other people are saying, we're tired of these migrants. We're tired of these immigrants. We're tired of trying to say that they're one big family. We're tired of having to go along with letting them in. Oh, yeah, family. This is what they hide from us. But you know, we ain't going to hide it. Look how this Border Patrol chief is going against Border Patrol agents. Check this out right here. When you got the Border Patrol fighting each other, then you know the Biden administration is in its final days, and all we doing is putting that last nail in it. Check it out.
We stay focused. We continue to do the job and the mission that we signed up for. Right? We all signed up for it. We all raised our hand.
To defend the Constitution, not the
It's not hard to say it. It may be hard for you to say it, but I've been doing this for 31 years. It's not hard for me to say it. Every day I wake up and I'm committed to this organization and I'm committed to each one of y'all.
They fighting, y'all. They fighting. We got Mayo on Miracle Whip crime. Mayo on Miracle Whip. Which one gonna win? You got the boss Border Patrol chief, and he's going after his own Border Patrol agents. He's saying we got to get up every day. We got to pledge allegiance to the Democratic Party. We got to let these migrants in. We got to let these immigrants in, and we need to follow all the rules. And then the next thing his agent said, it's kind of hard following the rules when we know we breaking them. And they start arguing. This is what happens when the black grassroots is in full control, full command. Everybody else starts fighting, and we loving it. Here for it.
31 years. It's not hard for me to say it. Every day I wake up and I'm committed to this organization and I'm committed to each one of y'all.
Then you keep releasing criminal aliens in the country.
You're getting bogged down in the policies and the politics.
You can't even say illegal alien.
What's that?
That's why Chief Scott left.
You just said it.
You can't
Is
say
anything going to happen to you? You just said it.
The whole generation.
Why are you guys getting caught up in semantics? Right? There's a mission out there to be. There's a mission out there to be had. We can sit here and argue about it till we're blue in the face. Right? I've been doing this job as long as y'all.
That's the problem.
What's that?
That's the problem, Chief. For evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing.
I can't hear you.
For evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. That's exactly what's happening here. Good men are doing nothing. You're allowing illegal aliens to be dropped off in communities.
Family, let me tell you what's being said. Let me break it down, family. What's being said right here is he's telling everybody to follow suit, to follow the Biden administration orders and allow everyone to be in. And the Border Patrol agents are saying we can't even use the term illegal alien. All those terms that were being outlawed and reclassified, where you can't say illegal alien anymore. Remember that, family. It used to be illegal alien. Now they don't even like saying immigrant. They like saying migrant. They removed the term illegal. You got to understand the dominant society always plays with words. That's how you got people of color, minority, and everything. And you could really go back to why we have so much power in the black grassroots because we named ourselves. Self-identification. So they try to play with words. They'll make up a new word next week and try to get us all to say it. There used to be a time that worked. That shit don't work no more. We say what we want to say. But you see, the guy said we can't even say illegal alien no more. We got to say migrant. And do you see him arguing with his superior? You know this is some supremacy on supremacy crime. When you have the person arguing with his own superior back and forth the whole conversation about who can and who will allow migrants to come in. The morale is very low. The morale is very low with them. Nobody is showing you that footage, but you're going to get it exclusively right here on the Black Alpha Network because that's what we do. And we're going to drop that every single week. We're going to go where other people don't want to go. We're going to speak on what other people are afraid to speak on, but we're going to do it the certified way. And I'm talking about with all of y'all, the whole family. We're going to put out this FBA energy, the FBA roll call, every city and every state in the building because we move together. And when we move together, we expose stuff like that. And only we can do it, family, all of us. So when you see this happening and you see these fights at the border, the back and forth at the border, what does that tell you? That tells you you got supremacists A, you got supremacists B. And what do I always say whenever you have Mayo on Miracle Whip crime? You go get some popcorn and you sit back and you watch it. And that's what we're doing. It will all come back around and benefit certified foundational Black Americans. The border is a crisis, but the border crisis is also becoming a Democratic Party crisis. And we're here for it.
You are doing something.
No, sir, we're not.
You are. You're rescuing people every day. You're taking fentanyl off the streets every day. You're taking methamphetamine
Yes, and under this
criminal
administration,
aliens
for the
off the
last
streets
year, we
every
got the
day.
highest fentanyl death in the history of our country. In 1 year, in this country.
You know, we've made...
He's calling out Joe Biden, y'all. He's calling out Joe Biden. Okay? The chief said you're taking fentanyl off the street. And then the Border Patrol agent, okay, the main one arguing back, he said, because of this administration. He said, this administration, we're having more people pass away because of it. So he's going into politics now. It's going beyond the border. It's going into a political realm. This is because we are the ones pushing the line.
Fentanyl seizures, already this year than we made last year?
How many have we not catch because we're focusing on expanding? And that's the problem.
And we're working on it.
Where's the results? You don't have results.
They're going at it. They're going at it. They're going at it, y'all. And that's just right there. Oh, that's an exclusive. You ain't gonna catch that nowhere else. You're seeing the Border Patrol agents fighting each other. You're seeing the Democratic Shields fighting each other. You're seeing the black church going against them. You're seeing Mr. Mutombo getting sent home. You're seeing migrants sleeping out in the street. Everybody is following foundational Black Americans. We are truly, right now, I'm talking about right now, look at your watch. We are bringing down the Democratic Plantation. And that's only one group. Check this out right here, family. Joe Biden got some real serious trouble on his hand. Look at this right here. We talk about all the things that they do for these other communities, and you're still getting this type of treatment. Look at this right here. U.S. Muslims pledged to ditch Biden in 2024 over his stance on Israel and the Gaza war. Yes, indeed, family. He got issues from all across the spectrum. It ain't just in one area, y'all. You're seeing them struggle every which way. Nobody is rocking with the Democratic Party. Nobody is standing with the Democratic Party. At this point, these people want to be so far across the street, they don't even want to be in the vicinity of the Democrats. Because if they do stand in the vicinity of the Democrats, they feel they're going to come down with them. This problem is lasting, and it's all based upon what they've been doing to us. When we move, everybody else moves. When we get on code, everybody else tries to follow what we do when we're on code. See, they can't get on code because their code is just following us. But what they can do, y'all, is they can start trying to walk like us, talk like us, move like us, and every single thing comes back to us. We are the foundation of the country, and everything always goes back to the foundation. That's one part right there. Oh, we're not done, family. Oh, no. I want y'all to check this out. I'm going to give everybody hairline alert. All right, hairline alert, hairline alert, hairline alert. Check this guy out right here, family. This guy is Aaron Agnew at the Little Rock Airport. He commented on this guy's shirt, and he says that we'll be better off with I don't know, is that a tether? I don't know, family. Y'all tell me, because that hairline look like it's tap dancing backwards. I don't know. It looked like it's tap dancing backwards. Y'all let me know if that is a tether, because if that is a tether and we can confirm the tether is then we have another receipt that the tethers are going against the Biden administration. So when you have Latinos for Trump, and then you have the Muslims saying that they're going to ditch the Biden administration, and then maybe this guy right here with the tether hairline, y'all tell me. Y'all, come on now, I need some help, because that looked like a tether alert. I'm telling you, tether alert all day long. That tether hairline is going backwards. I'm telling you, he done put his goddamn treadmill in reverse. I think that's a tether, y'all. I think we gonna go ahead and I feel you, man. I didn't mean to make you spit your food out. I'm sorry. I'm laughing too. I don't know, y'all. That just looked like a tether to me. Yeah. Oh, Stephen A. Smith's son. You ain't lying. He got that Stephen A. Smith top of head hairline, where that stuff go way back. What somebody said last week? I can't remember who said it. You said dude's hairline starts on his back. That's the truth. Hell yeah. He got a hairline helmet. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. God damn. Oh, man. This is the truth. Hey, look at it. Look at it now. Woo. I don't know. That looked like a full tether. And if it is, yes, his hairline's super sus. Yeah, he got that sus hairline. If it is, watch what this guy says about Joe Biden. They in trouble, y'all.
What's your prayer for 2024?
Oh my God. You know, I saw a video and I'm really praying because I would say that what we're looking at today is a man, Donald Trump actually, who is against the odds. He's against the odds. And the only reason that I can say today that I can still support him is because he's not a politician. He can't be bought out because he already has money. And it seems like the whole world is against him. So for me, I think if America's going to have any chance at all, we better vote for Donald Trump. If anybody else gets in office, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. And so my prayer is that, first of all, the church would wake up, the preachers would wake up, and then the
Wait a minute. Did he not just say that the church should wake up? And he said the preachers should wake up. We opened this episode with the church and the preachers going in on the Biden administration. Everything we say comes to light, family. Yeah, you ain't lying. He looked like Jimmy Walker all goddamn day long. Jesus. And yes, ain't nobody coming to save you, homie. He already saying it, man. We need somebody to come and save us. He got like a Southern Nigerian accent. He one of these dudes, I don't know, that hairline look funny. He like one of them tethers that comes to the South and they start trying to mimic the way we talk down here. And you know what I mean? He try to blend in. That's a blender. You got to watch out for these blenders, fam. They try to get in all the goddamn time. That right there is Stephen A. hairline. Yes, indeed. But watch what he says. He says that the church should wake up. And he's begging. So when you got random ass people like this dude talking about Democratic Party is done, then you know the Democratic Party got some real issues. Now let me let this clip play out because I got another one that's even better. Check it out.
And so my prayer is that, first of all, the church would wake up, the preachers would wake up, and then the citizens of America can hear the voice of what's coming from those who really know God and know what we need in this nation. So that's my prayer for America.
Oh my goodness. Oh my. Did he have to? Did he have to? Gosh damn. I knew something was coming. I knew it was coming. I just think that they could pray for God. So this man, okay, shit, he just made our point even further, y'all. Look at that there. So now this man is sitting here saying he praying to God that Joe Biden loses. He praying to God that the Biden administration is over. So, I mean, we got the preachers, the pastors. We got Stephen A. Smith's third cousin talking about the Joe Biden administration should go away and he willing to pray to God to make it happen. You got Latinos for Trump that left Florida to go to Texas and stand on the border. You got migrants sleeping outside in the cold. You got Muslims saying that they will ditch the Biden administration. Mind you, think about that, family. When Muslims are saying they will ditch the Biden administration, didn't Donald Trump have a Muslim ban? He had a Muslim ban. These people are willing to vote for the person who had a Muslim ban just because they don't like Joe Biden that much. Let's not forget. Remember, they were trying to throw that on us. Man, black folk now, y'all need to go vote for him because he's going to ban all the Muslims out the country. And then you see Muslims saying, all right, well, we want to get rid of Joe Biden. They're willing to go back to the man that implemented a Muslim ban that much that they want to get away from Joe Biden. But yet you got the nerve to come try to talk to Certified Foundation of Black Americans and the Black Grassroots. You better get on out of Dodge. It don't work that way. But that's only one issue. Let's not talk about this. And this is my favorite one, y'all. This is my favorite one. This is the best receipt I got all goddamn day, y'all. Check this out. We all know that Joe Biden is 337 years old, okay? All right, I might be wrong. He might be 342. Actually, I think he's about 358. Yeah, he's 358 years old. The man can't even walk no more. The man is Weekend at Bernie's, the sequel, the prequel, the new one, the future one, the remake, all of the above. The man is 4,030, and yet he thinks that he's going to run for president again. You got all of these people saying how old he is. All of these people saying he cannot win. All of these people are calling him out. But yet he still thinks that he's going to crawl out of bed. The man can't even walk. The man done fell upstairs. The man fell standing still. I've seen it. Y'all seen it. I put it up on the show. I put it up on the show a few weeks ago. The man fell when he was standing still. Literally. He fell up Air Force One. All right. He was on Air Force One, ended on Air Force. No. That wasn't Air Force One. No. It was not Air Force One. The man fell when he was on stage and he started walking down the steps. On Air Force One, he fell 3 different times. Let me get it right. Okay, he done fell so many times I got it confused. He started off on Air Force One, fell 3 different times. How you fall 3 times on Air Force One? Then he fell down a pair of stairs. So he fell upstairs, downstairs. He actually couldn't put his coat on, dropped his glasses. He didn't remember where he was. He's got lost walking off the stage, and yet he still thinks that people are going to vote for him. So now you have this whole heap load of people saying he's too old to run for president again. And guess what, family? Now you have liberals. You have Democrats. We done went down border agent on border agent. Miracle Whip and mayonnaise. Okay, we done Mayo, Miracle Whip. We done had them beefing. Okay, let's get that right. We done had all of the migrants beefing. We had the inner turmoil. You got migrants, Hispanic migrants. Everybody's fighting, right? Now let's get into the real good part. Let's talk about the Democrats on Democrat crime. We done did supremacy on supremacy, all right? We done did the Republicans and the Democrats. We done did the tethers versus the fleers. We done did the Latinos versus the migrants. We done did the border agents versus the border chiefs. Now let's talk about how there's a whole lot of Democrats who do not want Joe Biden to run because they know Trump will win. Check out this footage right here. Fair use as always. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Look at this guy, Chink or Check or something from the Young Turks, which is a super liberal show, and all they do is talk liberal talking points. He is against him. And by the way, Bill Maher, who is a known supremacist, he is saying that Joe Biden shouldn't run. There's a lot of people who don't want him to run because he can't walk. How you going to run when you can't walk? Okay? How you going to walk when you can barely crawl? What you going to do? So when you see these people upset with him and they're mad at him and they know that he stands no chance because he can't stand up, watch the way the liberals are fighting themselves right now. This man had a full meltdown yelling about Donald Trump winning because Joe Biden should not run. This man is so old, y'all, that this person right here said he gonna run for president just so he can stop Joe Biden. Democrats got problems. Black Alpha Network in the building. The black grassroots is in control. FBA all day. Watch this right here, y'all. Watch this man spaz
executing people. And you're like, well, we wouldn't want to.
Checkmate.
Democrats, wake up! Wake up! This guy's going to talking about executing people. And you're like, well, we wouldn't want to offend Joe Biden. He's definitely going to lose to him. But hey, we bow down to authority. Joe Biden's ego demands a second term. Screw Joe Biden's ego. We're going to lose the goddamn country to a tyrant and a dictator who's telling you ahead of time that he's going to murder people. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Democrats, stop being such losers and pick someone who can beat the tyrant. Otherwise, we're going to lose the country. And they're going to put you in jail, you dumbasses. Wake up.
Woo! Trouble on the home front. Trouble on the home front. Damn. Damn. That's amongst themselves. That ain't even a Republican. That's a Democrat on a Democrat right now. So I'm telling you, and I say all of that to say this and to bring it all the way back home, y'all. This is all because of us. This has everything to do with the certified foundational Black American Black grassroots. That's what it's all about. That's it. That man right there wouldn't be spazzing out if it wasn't for us saying how old Joe Biden was. If it wasn't for us saying that we're going to hold our vote. That's the reason why. He wouldn't be talking like that, y'all, if he had other means. The migrants sleeping on the street right now is because of us saying that we're going to hold our vote because we're not on that type of time. All these people, Latinos, the people at the border, all of that has something to do with foundational Black Americans. And when we talk, it's like a domino effect. Shockwaves throughout the whole country because they know they got to get on board with what we say or they're going to be left behind. See, when you are the cultural influencer, when you are the people who influence every single thing that goes on in the United States of America, there's a lot of power with that. There's a lot of power that comes along with that. And what that power is, family, is that people have to follow suit. They got to see what you're doing, and then they got to try to get behind it. And when we say that it's really foundational Black Americans and then everybody else, it's really foundational Black Americans and everybody else. And they ain't got no choice but to deal with it, accept it, acknowledge it. And if they do not want to deal with it, accept it, and acknowledge it, then we're going to come to their doorstep. Let's talk about this Brad Johnson, the mayor of Chicago. Because y'all know he been running around out here pulling that same Eric Adams stuff, right? Well, watch this. People are now pressing him that they're trying to close down all these little agendas they had in Chicago. Now they're saying, well, wait a minute. We can't do that right now. We can't do that. We would love to do it, okay, just like Eric Adams would love to do it. But they know they're going to have to deal with pressure from people. Brothers and sisters, the ones we showed earlier in this episode in Chicago, on code, telling the Democrats F around and find out, telling the Democrats try me. Those are the same people who got the mayor of Chicago shook, and he don't know what to do. Watch when they ask him this question, family. He basically runs. He runs and hides like a coward because foundational Black Americans are in the building. If we want to talk about putting pressure on politicians, if we want to talk about how politicians are afraid to face us, this video right here is the prime example of it. Look what happens when we get on code and watch the way we make these politicians tuck tail and get out of Dodge. Here we go.
When we attempted to ask the mayor last Tuesday about what was found, he said this. Mayor, can you say what specific contaminants were found at the Brighton Park site?
This assessment is ongoing. That full report will be provided by the end of the week.
Mayor Brandon Johnson did not respond to our questions on Friday, hours before the report was released. Mayor, could you give us an update on our remediation efforts? And no response again Monday morning.
Excuse me. Mr. Mayor?
He running.
We just want to talk to you about the environmental report.
Bennett Haverly, NBC5 investigates.
All right, thanks to Bennett. Now, spokesman for...
Y'all seen that now? Look at that. Migrant crisis. The only reason people call it a crisis is because foundational Black Americans called it a crisis. We're the ones controlling all of the imagery. We're the ones putting out all the statements and all the facts. If it wasn't for us, y'all, I promise you, they would be saying how this is some can't we all get along thing. We're all on the same page. We should all support them. It's to the point now where they're almost done trying to get us to support them. It's really that part, fam. We've really got them to the point where they really genuinely don't even try to get us to support it. They just come up with whatever lie they can come up with, but they know damn well they cannot get us behind immigration anymore. When you're seeing 60, 70-year-old brothers and sisters, and they're calling out the Democratic Party is done. They're defeated. You're watching the Democrats in defeat right now. You're watching them take to TikTok. They got to get on TikTok. When the Democratic Party got to get on TikTok, family, you know it's over with. It's over with. It's done. When they got to start pointing out all these small things, they got to go back in time and come up with talking points. Their troll material is trash. That all is a result of us being on game, and they don't know what to do. And you can take it all the way back to Barack Obama. See, they gave us Barack Obama 1.0, and they thought he was going to rock us to sleep forever. No, we got on code. Something happened they didn't expect. We got on code, and we start calling out Barack Obama. And once again, y'all, we're a year out from the election. I want you to go back to 2020, go back to 2016, go back to 2012. We are a year out from the election. Where is Barack Obama? Where is Barack Obama 1.0? I have not seen 1.0. 1.0, where are you? We've been looking for you, 1.0. Ain't you supposed to show up and tell us, yes, we can, 1.0? Ain't you supposed to tell us vote blue no matter who, 1.0? It's getting close to the election, 1.0. Come on now. You did this for the last 20 years, 1.0. You should be telling us now what's going on, where you at, where you hiding. All right, you on Epstein Island? I don't know, but we looking for you, 1.0. You ain't nowhere to be found. Matter of fact, Stacey Abrams, she gone. I seen her in person. They rolled her big ass out of the building and sent her back to Nigeria. You very rarely see Vanessa Jones, Broken Buck Kari Sellers, Marcus Lemoyce Hill. He tried to come around, ran him off the block. So from 1.0, 2.0, all the other hoes, all right? And we don't love them hoes. They all got ran off the block, and these Democratic shields are late. Either they ain't coming or they're late. Because what we're seeing now, think about this, fam. Real talk, real talk, real talk. It's a point that just came to me. What we're seeing now, y'all, we're seeing more TikTok Democratic shields than we're actually seeing mainstream establishment ones. You're seeing more Democratic shields on TikTok. We showed about 3 or 4 today of nobodies. I'm talking about these folks ain't got no followers. These folks got Twitter pages. They ain't even got Instagrams. You're seeing more TikTok shields. You're seeing Democratic shields who are coming from the moistocrats. These nobody people ain't nobody ever heard of. They got to go get a whole new platoon of Democratic shields because the mainstream ones have been canceled. Ain't it great to be a part of an era that actually cancels people and gets rid of them, delete, erase? You don't see them no more. You don't see their faces no more. We done got rid of all of these Democratic shields to the point they don't come around no more. And since they don't come around no more, the Democrats are in shambles. They don't know what to do. Disarray. They said, damn, we can't get this one on the phone. We spent billions of dollars on this one because, mind you, they've been grooming people like Stacey Abrams for years. Stacey Abrams was at the inauguration for Bill Clinton in like 96, all right? And she failed right here in Georgia. We ran her out of the way. She ain't never won no election in the state of Georgia. And they spent billions of dollars. Remember? Just go back to 2020. What were they trying to tell us about Stacey Abrams, Mammy Luther King? They were trying to tell us that she flipped the state of Georgia from red to blue. Now you're looking at it and it looks like it's going to go red again. So did she really do anything? No, she didn't do a damn thing. Now she's over in Nigeria trying to run Democratic Shield game on tethers because it don't work on foundationals. You can't get it off on foundationals. You got to go give it to the tethers. That's what they've been doing. So they ain't been getting no returns for all the money they've been spending trying to get us to fall for that lie. To the point, y'all, where the mainstream Democratic shields are nowhere. We seen Holden Martin with big-ass hamburgers and pancakes. That's what he's thinking about. He's not even thinking about the election right now. He just wants to get to that goddamn value meal. That's what he's thinking. So when you talk about the value meal, you talk about the pancakes, you start talking about the chicken, you start talking about all the food, Roland ain't even got time to do nothing. He's just trying to beep, beep, and ain't nobody listening. You feel me? So they got to get everybody else. This is what's going on. And it only happens because foundational Black Americans are the ones canceling these people out. And it all goes back to them. So let's go back to 1.0. Let's go back to 1.0. They thought they was going to game us, right? Okay. The benign neglect started getting pointed out with things like this. Look at this benign neglect that they were trying to sell us with Barack Obama. This is the benign neglect family where he said he ain't going to do nothing for Black people. And this is one of the reasons why the Black grassroots flipped it and said, oh, word? Yeah? All right. Come see us in 2023-24 and see what really happens. Check this out, y'all. Y'all remember this?
Why not target the African American community? Why not say then, this is for you? This is for African Americans. If there was a banking crisis, then you target money for the banks. If there was a national disaster, you target your money for the national for disaster relief.
That's not how America works. We want to give those young people and young Native Americans like them the support they deserve. We have to invest in them and believe in them and love them.
Why not target the African American community? Why not say then, this is for you? This is for African Americans.
That's not how America works.
President Barack Obama has begun new initiatives aimed at helping young American Indians or Native Americans overcome the many challenges they face, from poverty to substance abuse.
Why not target the African American community? Why not say then, this is for you? This is for African Americans.
That's not how America works. And few have been more marginalized and ignored by Washington for as long as Native Americans, our first Americans.
Why not target the African American community? Why not say then, this is for you? This is for African Americans.
That's not how America works.
That ain't how America works. That's what he said. That ain't how America works. You're right. That sounds exactly like Kamala Harris. He gave that right there. And what is that? 03, 04, might have been 08, 09. Fast forward to Kamala Harris saying, no, I ain't going to do nothing. And there used to be a time where brothers and sisters would hear that and just go along with it. Not anymore. There's been a complete game changer. There's been a complete reversal of politics and social activities in this country. And it is all spearheaded by us. Lock that in, put that all the way in. We are the ones who have changed this country socially and politically. Meaning, when we get on code and we develop and we advise new strategies to bring down political parties based on the power that we do have, it's happening. When we get together, we get on code and we advise new approaches to bring down politicians specifically, it happens. So whether that is an individual that we specifically, exclusively single out, got him. Or whether that is the Democratic Party that we exclusively single out, we got all of them as well, y'all. And this is how we do it. So when we start talking about running everything back, getting these people to go against each other, let's look at this right here. This is Donald Trump speaking about the border. And this is what he said he's going to do at the border. He wants to end a lot of things that Joe Biden and the Democrats have put in play. This is one of them. And a lot of brothers and sisters are looking at this and saying, that don't look too bad, especially if it brings down the same people who put people in place to erase us.
The deep state, and instead of targeting Trump supporters, our government will get back to fighting the terrorists where they should be, because that's our big problem. Just days ago, Customs and Border Patrol, who are incredible people, by the way, distributed a memo warning that Hamas and Hezbollah fighters and jihadists are infiltrating across our wide open border. They're all over the place. Nobody's ever seen anything like this. They're all over the place. On day one, I will terminate every open border policy of the Biden administration. People are pouring into our country at levels never seen before for any country, not just here. I will totally demolish the deep state, and instead of targeting Trump supporters, our government will get back to fighting the terrorists where they.
Family, 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 family. That right there, they know. This is why they're running all these people out right now, because they do not want foundational Black Americans at all to even acknowledge a policy that ends any form of this migrant crisis or this immigrant invasion. They don't want that. They do not want that at all. This is why they're running every single thing against it. You got to look at it from this aspect. Joe Biden and his Democrat liberal policies are to bring in 11 million documented and undocumented illegals. They've said it. They said it openly. Chuck Schumer said it. Remember, he said it. If you listen to the Diamond Society, they'll tell you everything. He said we want 11 million new people in this country, straight up and down. He said documented, undocumented, don't even matter. Just come on in. The migrant crisis is not by accident. It ain't no big coincidence. They know damn well these people are hopping the border, cutting the border. You've literally seen on this show them cutting the border, all the wires at the border, letting people come on in. I'm talking about cutting the metal, cutting the damn barbed wire. You see the agents letting them come on in. Joe Biden said that he wants mass immigration nonstop. That's what he said. Now, mind you, family, that's going to make somebody billions of dollars. And then you got the other person saying, no, we're going to end all that. We're going to end birthright citizenship. We sending everybody goddamn home, and we're going to increase funding with ICE agencies and Border Patrol. That's going to cost people billions of dollars. So you got one person who wants to gain billions of dollars through immigration. You got the other person who's going to stop that gain of billions of dollars through immigration. Oh, supremacy got some supremacy on supremacy issues. They got some real ones. And they understand that Black Americans, we could sway that argument. We are the only people who have the power to sway immigration. Yes, we do. We could simply not vote for the Democratic Party. Watch them lose. Watch the plantation fall down. And all those billions of dollars in immigration are done. All of those people being brought in to our communities is done. This is what we always say. When it comes to the migrant crisis, the power is in our hands simply by not voting for the Democratic Party. Democrats lose, migrants lose. That's how you got to look at it, okay? Because if you start seeing these other communities come in, then you already know what Trump has already spoke of. You see him right there saying it now. Now, when it comes to the Democrats, they want it all. Bring them everybody in. You've seen everybody at the border, the Biden Express. You think that's going to stop with one administration? No. You think that's going to stop with one term? No. They're going to give easy access to every teller. That's what they really want. So if we sit back and say, we ain't going to vote, and all we got to do is decrease the Democrats by 3%. 3%, especially 5% of foundational Black Americans not voting for the Democrats is over. We don't even have to vote for Trump, y'all. We could just not vote for the Democrats and they'll lose. It's called voter reduction strategy. Voter reduction strategy, something that we've carved up right here on the Black Alpha Network, is simply taking our vote and purposely directing it towards a particular party, withdrawing from them directly. It don't matter who you are. Because if the Republicans was on some shit like this, we would voter reduct them. But if the Democrats are on it, we'll voter reduct them. It don't matter. Your party can be lavender. I don't give a damn what it is. If you do not provide substantial tangibles for foundational Black Americans in the form of reparations, cash payments, benefits, and welfare that everyone else receives, then you will be deleted. And we can delete anybody by voter reduction strategy, especially the Democrats, because they've been receiving 90+% of our votes. Like I said earlier, when you look at the Democrats receiving 90+% of our votes for 60 years, you only see those numbers in dictatorships. More Black people have voted solely for one party than Iraqis voted for Saddam Hussein. That is real statistical facts. So all we got to do is sit back, withdraw, and everybody going home. Why do you think the tethers is so mad, fam? The tethers are so mad because they understand we got the power to send them home by not voting. Why you think all the blenders are so mad? We got the power to send them home by not voting. The tethers, the blenders, the fleers, all of them can be home tomorrow if foundational Black Americans withdraw our vote. All the Democratic shields will be out of business if we withdraw our vote. So if we withdraw our vote and allow all of these people to just handle their own business by themselves, and all we got to do is sit on our couch, we ain't even got to lift a finger. Ain't it a beautiful thing, y'all, when you can bring down the Democratic plantation by not even lifting a finger? Ain't it a beautiful thing by withdrawing your vote for the same people who do nothing for you can actually bring them down? That's the beautiful thing. And the only people who are capable of doing that is certified foundational Black Americans. And they're going to continue to throw a lot of people at us. Let me bring up a person that we talk about all the time right here. And we roast him because he be saying some real off-coast stuff. But I got a lot of respect for him. Salute to you, Dr. Umar Johnson. Much respect, family. Much love. Check this out right here. Dr. Umar breaks down how they get us to vote, and it's based upon fear. And in following this, I want you to see these people come in immediately and try to sell us fear. There is no Black agenda. It is only fear. It's fear-mongering. It's the boogeyman. If there ain't a boogeyman today, there'll be a boogeyman tomorrow. There's never policies or tangibles for us. It's only the fear game. Watch how Dr. Umar, much respect, watch how he breaks this down, family. And it goes to show you that the Democrats will run this game over and over and over, and we are the only ones who can change it. Check it out.
Us to vote if we never get nothing when we do. Fear. Black people are the only constituency in this country who vote out of fear. In other words, I'm not voting to stop police brutality because they're not going to stop it. I'm not voting to change mass incarceration. They're not going to change it. I'm not voting to fix the schools. They're never going to fix them. So what you voting for? Because I'm afraid of what Trump might do. You see that? That's how we vote, fear. Now, when the Jews go to the polls, when the Latinos go to the polls, when the Arabs, the East Indians, the Anglo-Saxons go to the polls, they're going for concessions. I'm getting something out of this vote. I'm getting something that we already agreed upon before Election Day. Black people are getting nothing. We vote out of fear. Our motivation is fear. Joe Biden may do nothing for you, but Donald Trump will be worse. See how that works? This is how they get us out. The Black man is the only one in the voting line voting because he's scared.
You idiots just
freeze. Contrary to a lot of misconceptions, I got a lot of respect for Dr. Umar. You know, it's just that he done drank that Pan-Africanism juice and he done turned into the damn uncle talking about the 6 touchdowns that he scored in high school, but he ain't did nothing since. But much respect, because that is exactly the way they try to play us in terms of fear. And too many brothers and sisters been voting for fear. And one thing about us, family, we don't vote for fear. We don't vote for fear. We don't do anything for fear. What we've been doing, family, is running up that check. And we're not doing that out of fear. We're doing that out of pride. We're doing that out of strength. We're doing that out of wherewithal. We're doing that just because we have the knowledge, we have the intuitive nature to get what belongs to us. It's not hard to fight for your ancestors. You know what your ancestors fought for? Go get it. That's where we are. So quite frankly, it is a dawn of a new day. And all of that old, outdated talk and belief that they had that they were going to vote out of fear and the boogeyman and all that, we cancel that along with the tethers and everybody else. And then soon as you see something like that, family, you know they follow right on back with someone telling us how we needs to go vote. If not, something bad's going to happen. If this is all the Democrats have to put on the table, family, then they don't have nothing.
The voting line, voting because he's scared.
You idiots just want to talk about the polls and why Joe is doing so horribly. It's explained in Mother Jones. 22% rise for Black voters for Trump.
I want you to notice he started off and said, you idiots. This guy, look at this dude. This dude is trying to tell us, didn't I say earlier, all those groups that the Democrats give resources to, they have an unspoken law that those people are also supposed to not only take benefits that belong to us, those people are also supposed to try to shame us into voting. That's why every election cycle, all these fake friends start showing up and telling us how much we need to go do something. This guy starts off saying, well, y'all fools and idiots don't understand. He's not talking to the dominant society. He's talking to us. And watch how he tries to pivot into the fear-mongering, the same fear-mongering that Dr. Umar Johnson was just referring to. This person right here goes into the same exact game. And it does not work the way it used to. Did I not say that they replaced all the mainstream Democratic shields with TikTok Democrats? This shows you that the Democratic Party is running out of funding and is getting so low. And watch how he starts to bring up the Black voters immediately.
Voting because he's scared.
You idiots just want to talk about the polls and why Joe is doing so horribly. It's explained in Mother Jones. 22% rise for Black voters for Trump.
There you go. The Black vote has he's telling us right there, everything I just said. The power belongs to us, and that's why they're scared.
And that's where it's going to come down to. And all I have to say is after all we have gone through over the past 8 years, I can say no matter what, I would never vote for Donald Trump. I will always vote in every election. Elections have consequences. You do you, and may the best woman win. Because it ain't going to be women winning. It ain't going to be women winning. It ain't going to be people of color winning.
I ain't a person of color, so you can keep that.
It ain't going to be Muslims winning.
But the Muslims say that they're willing to ditch Joe Biden, so shouldn't he be talking to them?
But you do you. And you look at yourselves in the mirror when the shit hits the fan.
Listen to that fear mongering and all that you do you stuff. You see me? He's trying to talk like us. You do you. He's talking to black people. That's all coded language, y'all. That's all codified. He's trying to talk to us and trying to tell us what to do. Yeah, you ain't lying. Yep, this man extra zesty. All right? He's super zesty. This is the zesty crat. So you got the moistocrat, now you got the zesty crat, and both of them are wrong when it comes to what's really going to happen. Foundational Black Americans are going to sit back and watch both of them be joint with all the Democratic shills out there on the streets with the migrants, and we will be laughing. And Zesty can go join Mr. Moist, and they can have a whole goddamn Village People concert and parade.
Trump becomes president next year, immigrants are in a lot of trouble, big trouble. And it's very possible he does become president. Trump says he wants to round up every illegal immigrant in the United States, put them in detention camps that are built by the U.S. military with diverted military funds. Everyone who is undocumented, and violate everybody's due process rights, everybody's constitutional rights by deporting them without a hearing. He says he can legally do it because he can divert the funds from the military, so he doesn't need Congress's approval. He said he's going to end birthright citizenship, end the DACA program, end TPS. Trump said anybody with undesirable attributes will not be eligible for a green card or a visa, whatever that means. Remember, he started his 2016 campaign by saying Mexicans are rapists. And now he's saying governments are emptying their jails and putting insane people at the border to overrun the United States of America. Now, in normal times, I would say this is illegal and it will never happen. But these are not sane times. And Trump has a 6-3 majority on the Supreme Court. So anything is possible, including Trump winning the next president election. My advice to everybody is if you are in the United States, legalize yourself if you can, get a green card if you can, double and triple your efforts to do it. Protect yourself.
Listen to all that fear mongering. Listen to all that fear mongering. Go protect yourself. Go run. Go hide. Man, I don't know who you're talking to, but you definitely ain't talking to us, family, because we on a whole different time. Now, didn't I tell y'all that they was coming in the border any which way? I got receipts on that, family. Did I not tell y'all that they was coming through the border and they were literally sawing through the border? All right? Now, mind you, if people can catch this with their cameras, then you know goddamn well the Democrats and the authorities can catch it. This little thing where we can't ever see all this stuff happening, you can literally get on the timeline of any social media and you see people coming through the border every which way. Remember, family, and those who haven't seen it, go back and check a couple episodes ago. I'm not sure which one it was, but I literally showed people that they were digging under the border. Then I showed you somebody put up a ladder and went over the border. Now I got a video of somebody cutting through the border. Family, family, family. They would do anything to come to this country because they are being welcomed by the Democratic campaign, the Democratic Society, and everything other than that. Oh, I thought I lost it. Nope, I didn't. Got it right here. Check this out, y'all. Check this out right here. They are cutting through the border. Look at that, family. How long does it even take? They just sitting there sawing on it. Come on. He ain't doing nothing. 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 Nothing, 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 not a damn thing, y'all. That is what's happening when you watch everything that's going on at the border. That is what's happening when everyone sees the way the Democratic plantation is coming down. The Joe Biden administration has been allowing it. And you all know, certified foundational Black Americans, we are all here for all the smoke. That's just the way it goes down and the way we function. So yes, family, this is the dawn of a new day. This is a new era. This is the time where we are getting rid of all of that talk. And I want y'all to see this. This is what the Democratic Party has and always will put out towards foundational Black Americans. The Democratic Party does not actively support Black people, all right? Not foundational Black Americans. So reparations and everything like that shows you that they are on the complete opposite side of where we are, and they are moving in a completely opposite direction, and that direction is of tap dancers, butter biscuit chasers, off code, COONs, but none of them have our best interests in mind, and since they do not have our best interest in mind, then we have our own interest in mind, which is the way it should have always been, but it is the way that it will be from now on going forward. It is foundational Black Americans first and always. We are not looking out for any other group, just ourselves. We are not caping for any other group, just ourselves. We are not supporting any other group, just ourselves. It is all about us, family. And that is the most beautiful and the most lovely thing you could do on this planet Earth, is to take care of your own family, to take care of your own lineage, heritage, and culture, and do it while your ancestors smile. So we are making our ancestors smile because we are the ones holding them down. And in the process of holding them down, we are taking care of ourselves. And therefore, we will pass that on to our offspring. And we will make sure everybody knows that when you come around certified foundational Black Americans, only thing you are ever going to get is exceptional behavior, because we got rid of all the off-coded behavior. And if you do not understand where we are, if anybody does not accept what we're doing, if the Democratic shields get mad, the tethers get mad, the fleers get mad, the blenders get mad, the immigrants get mad, the aliens get mad, or any of the migrants get mad, I will simply show them this right here, because this is where everyone else is heading if they do not follow FBA. Trust me when I tell you.
Huh? Where you going?
I'm going back to Africa.
Africa?
No, you guys lied to us.
Hey, you still coming?
No, this is not a, bro, this is not good life.
Hey, how you gonna get there?
People died in Texas. Didn't you hear that?
Hey.
You want me to die here?
No.
People in Africa are surviving. They have a good life.
How long you been here?
Look at the life. Look at the life. This is that shit.
Look at this life. I cannot do this life. I'm leaving. I'm going back home. The Jollof is better.
This life, man.
Hey, how long you been here?
I cannot do this.
We've been here for years.
I'm going back.
No.
I'm going back. Hey, you know he mad. He did that whole turn around and start walking away, and then he tried to pivot all the way back. We got the tethers trying to untether themselves. We got the fleers refleeing. The only lineage, heritage, and culture that is capable of doing that is foundational Black Americans, y'all.
No, you can't go back.
I'm going to take a bus. I'm telling you.
Hey.
This car cannot move.
Hey, start.
Every time it moves, it slides, we go.
Like this.
We go like that.
Hey.
I cannot do that, my friend.
Hey, you gonna walk? You gonna walk?
This car cannot move. It moves, it slides. I'm walking.
Yes.
Hey.
Bro, I'm an African.
How long you been here?
We know this life.
Yeah.
I came to America to get money.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Not to suffer, die with the cold.
Hey,
Let me tell you one thing. My brother.
Hey.
There's nothing you lie to me.
There's nothing you lie to me. No. You lied to yourself, because if you were ever listening to us, you would have heard about being exceptional. You would have heard about being thorough. You would have heard about being certified, because that we are. All of the above, y'all. Yes, indeed. Certified salute. Man, I appreciate everybody for tapping in. You know how I go. I love you all with the passion. I promise you on everything. I love y'all. It is nothing better than getting with the whole family. And you know I got to leave y'all with something real positive and real strong. You know, we're out here in the anti-Black race war. Everybody got a problem with foundational Black Americans. But you know what? We've been out here winning, and we've been winning with style. That's what we've been doing, y'all. We've been winning with style. Despite everything that people throw at us, despite all the haters and everybody that comes around us with all that jealousy and envy and spite, hate goes up. Remember that, y'all. Hate goes up, and they're only hating on us because they cannot beat us. So when we say hate goes up, we ain't ever looking down. We in the front of the line, we ain't looking behind us. We've been pushing so long, and we've been doing this the right way. We've been standing on business. We've been standing on morals. We got ethics. We got all the positive nature on our side, but people do not get it twisted. Just because foundational Black Americans got morals don't mean we won't G-check you. Just because foundational Black Americans have ethics doesn't mean we will not regulate you. And just because foundational Black Americans, our lineage, heritage, and culture actually are out here being positive, out here actually building, working, shining, and grinding, do not think that we will not get off one by one on anybody who comes at us with disrespect. Because as I always say, family, they can disrespect it because they know they can't check it, but they better do that way over there on the other side of the street because we control everything right here in our lane, fam. So y'all stay good, stay safe, stay dangerous. And everybody has to know this one thing for sure and one thing for certain, y'all. As we move through this process and we push through this cycle, we're going to have to continue to do it together. Everything that we showed today about bringing down the Democratic plantation is all about us, family. It is all about us. We did this because we did it together, all right? The Democrats are in shambles because we did it together. All the tethers are running and hiding because we did it together. One thing I always do, fam, and y'all know Black Alpha, I put everything in our excellence. We don't walk with our head down, all right? We walk with our head to the sky. I'm never going to sit here and show us a bunch of things of how bad it is. We understand what we're facing. We understand what we up against. We understand who hates us. This ain't the trying to figure it out generation. This is the reparations generation. This is the lineage generation. This is the fuck around and find out generation. And everybody's been finding out. But we're going to do everything going forward together as a family tree. That means all of my sisters, love y'all. All of my brothers, love y'all. All the children, all the old heads, we're going to stand together because one thing about us, we've always stood together. While everybody else runs, they stab each other in the back. Foundational Black Americans, we get up, dust ourselves off, and keep on winning. So as we say, we're going to have morals and we're going to have ethics, but we're still going to G-check and regulate. We're going to stay safe, but we're also going to stay dangerous. So y'all stay good, tap back in. We got some real work coming. Certified Foundational Black America, Black Alpha Network, the hottest, most thorough certified show going in the world today. And it's all because of us, because we are all one big family. And you guys know I love you with a passion, everything, all the time. So y'all stay good, man. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay vigilant. And as I always end this episode, and I say it even more thorough today, and that is, Black is beautiful, and beautiful is always Black. Peace and love, one love.
Kid, what y'all think? If you whatever the fuck you think you are, and until we own some shit, I'ma call it like it is. How you gonna be a man and we starving? Go ahead. You know? And you can walk by 5 different houses, ain't a man in either one of them motherfuckers. How we gonna be a man? How we gonna be African Americans? We out here dying. We thugs and we niggas until we set this shit right. Trust me when I tell you that shit.